What's going on?
What's going on, Big Papa? How we doing? How we doing?
Fantastic, fantastic. How about you?
Man, I can't complain. We just got back from our local bourbon group here in Louisville. One of our guys is a GM at one of the restaurants on the river, so we did a takeover of the patio. There were probably like 40 of us there, just kind of having some food, hanging out,
Nice,
some parking lot chugs. You know,
nice, nice. That's awesome. That's awesome.
all the things were happening, man. It was a good time. We can't complain at all. I was telling a couple of the other guys that didn't go. I said I walked away with six new bots and six Glencairns and some handshakes and all the things. And you guys missed out because you didn't show up.
That's awesome. What's going on, Tim?
What's going on, everybody?
All
And
right, all right.
we figured
Welcome in, everybody.
if we're going to hang out with Big Papa, we might as well pop out the Pappy, right? So we got the Pappy 13 rye
There you go.
for the Papa chat. Pour a
There
little
you
bit.
go. I haven't poured anything up yet. I'm actually going to do that right now. What's up, little miss? You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do a Havana Rio.
Oh, do the comedy. So you talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
I've yet to do that. The Rio just has not sat well with me at all, and I don't know why.
I'm not a big fan of the Rio by itself.
Okay,
Now, if you mix the two, then I'm good with that.
okay, I need to try that. And you know what? We may try that on live tonight once I get done with the Pappy 13.
There you go. There you go. All right. Is anybody else going to be joining us?
I think it's just you and me, my friend.
All right. I see Adam Rye guy in the chat here.
Yeah,
He said,
he said he'd be able to comment. He's got some family things going on with
all
the
right.
family, so he said he can comment a little bit, but not be on screen. I told him he's a loser, but you know.
I hear you. I hear you. Let me just fill up my mug here with water.
You can't
Have that
can't.
ready to go.
You gotta have the H2O. H2O's got to go, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think the mug's big enough. Well, you got to do what you got to do. I hear you, Adam.
I'll join you. A little water to keep us hydrated.
Yeah.
You got to hydrate before we inebriate.
Hmm. All right. So we're up to 1.5K likes.
There we
Think we
go.
can get this rolling here. Thank you for the taps, everybody. I appreciate everybody doing that. I appreciate everybody being here. We are starting with episode 5 of Bar Talks with Big. And we have Ruben here from Bourbon Bros in Kentucky. And first, I want to give a shout out to all the sponsors and the partners of the show. One is Preet Liquor. If you go to preetliquor.com, you can find anything you need juice wise, and they'll ship just about anywhere. 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirits, 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirits.com. You could also go there and get their stuff. Amazing, two amazing companies that will take care of whatever you need. Third one is Therealwilleezy. Any kind of tater stickers you need, any kind of designs you need, get a hold of him. He'll take care of you. Fourth is Bourbon Pat, underscore SOTB. Look him up if you got any shirts, etching of Glens, stuff like that. Thank you for the heart, me. And 5 would be Dubby Energy. Dubby Energy drinks. If you guys are interested in looking for anything from Dubby Energy, you can hit me up. I have a link code that you guys could use for anything like that. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road.
Do it.
Alrighty. So, Ruben, if you could first off, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on. If you want to give us a little bit about yourself, and if any kind of other organizations or anything you belong to, if you can just give us a little bit of information about that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my name is Ruben. I'm one of the Bourbon Bros. There's four of us here, based out of Louisville, Kentucky, Southern Indiana, Louisville, Kentucky area, and we're new to the platform, growing fast. Hopefully, having some fun with it, making great connections with folks like Big Papa. Will Easy did our artwork for our logos and things like that. So we're growing pretty fast. But we're just four normal guys who have full time day jobs, families, and we just really enjoy bourbon. So we said, why not try to make this thing a nice little fun hobby for us? And so that's what we've done. And we just had some fun with it. We hit 2,000 followers. We did a giveaway. We gave away a Weller 107 and gave away a Buffalo Trace store pick, and then turned around and looked at our followers like, man, we're almost at 3,000 already. So we're going to do another giveaway at I think 4,000. So we're just four normal guys here in Louisville, Southern Indiana that love bourbon. On the two of them work for an insurance sales company. One works for a restoration company, and I work for a local nonprofit here in Louisville, Boys and Girls Clubs, and we take care of young people who need our services and families who need helps and connections all over the Kentuckiana area, man. And so we're just happy to be a part of the platform, happy to just be networking. We see bourbon as social, right? We want the juice to be able to share with folks and tell stories and talk about the first time they tried a certain pour, what their favorite pour is and why, and all the things. And so, again, we're just very happy to be a part of the platform, be a part of the network.
That's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad to see you guys are progressing with your followers, and that's always a beautiful thing. And I really hope to see you guys get up to the 8,000, 9,000, maybe 10,000 mark. That would be amazing. And I've talked to yourself numerous times now, and Adam and a couple of the other guys I've talked to, a couple times here and there, but I'm starting to see them pop up a little bit more now too, and it's amazing. You guys are all great guys to talk to, and I really appreciate that. And so you were saying that you work for a nonprofit,
I
and
do.
so let me ask you, with the nonprofit, do you guys do like fundraisers or anything like that? And have you guys had any celebrities or anything like that, or sports players, attend any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we've been very lucky here. This is year 15 for me with Boys and Girls Clubs, and I've worked all throughout the Midwest, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And so here in Louisville, we've been very, very lucky and very blessed to have some fantastic fundraisers. We do what we call the sneaker ball, which is, think of it like a formal gala, but with the coolest sneakers you can find, right? And so it's people walking around in tuxes and in formal ball gowns, and they've got some amazing sneakers on. And we've had three. We did 3 years of this. In our first year, we had Deion Sanders Prime, Coach Prime. Then we had
Awesome.
Emmett Smith, year two, and then this past year in March we had Allen Iverson come in as well. And so we've been very blessed. We'll raise $500,000 that night from that event. It's our biggest fundraising event that we do. Again, but we serve over 4,000 young people in the city of Louisville alone, and so we need all the resources we can to make sure those young people can continue to enjoy our programs and services at low to no cost.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, is there anywhere, if people want to donate or help out with any of that? Is there a place that you or information that you could give me that I could put up for you guys to have them help donate for anything that you guys could use?
Yeah, you can go to our website, www.bgcky.org, and there's a donate link there, and I can give that to you. So if you want to edit out all of that out and throw it up or anything like that, we can. But yeah, there's always opportunities to give for sure. We always tell people too, if you're in the area, it's not just your money, your time and your talent can sometimes be a greater treasure for us. If you've got a specialty and want to share that with our young people and come in and speak to them and talk to them and mentor them, sometimes that's more important to young people than a dollar amount.
That'd be awesome. Now, for myself, I my parents were hearing impaired, so I do sign like American Sign Language. So, I maybe I could do something with you like one day through like a Zoom or something like that, and maybe I could teach them simple alphabet or something like that,
That'd be great.
as a thing that we could do.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Now, when these players that come in for the events, um, what is like the most memorable moment or the funniest moment that you've had with any of these guys
Man,
or gals?
dude, I'll tell you right now that the craziest thing happened this year. So Allen Iverson flew in, and he had a suit with him, and he had a check bag. So he goes to the carousel, lays down his suit, grabs his check bag, and walks out and forgets his suit at the airport. So of course we have to send security and the driver back to go get everything. But that was quite comical. We're like, are we going to have to do this entire sneaker ball with him just wearing his sweatsuit because that's all he has right now? Uh, but that was a fun one, man. I mean, again, Coach Prime wanted to stop at KFC, and we're like, do not let him out of the limo. Please do not let him out of the limo in downtown Louisville at a KFC. And this was he just had signed with Colorado, coming from Jackson State, and so I mean, he blew up pretty big, which was awesome. But yeah, we were like, please just go through the drive-through, take the car through the drive-through.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Aaron, thank you very much for hitting 50% of the goal. I appreciate it. I believe that's what it said, 50%. Yeah, 50% of the goal. And Andrew, welcome in. Cheers from Starlight Distillery.
Hey, there we go. Just had a pour of that tonight. One of their single barrels for the Exchange Pub in New Albany. They did a barrel pick, and so we got to do some pours. I think we got it for like $5 a pour, and they were nice pours too.
That's awesome. I've never had any of the Starlight stuff, so it's definitely something that I want to, give that a try eventually.
Yeah, we're getting
Thank
there
you
to
for the
do.
gifts.
We're getting there to do a tour of the distillery here in June sometime. So that'll be some content that we'll cover. And then while we're there, a buddy of mine, our daughters go to daycare together. He owns Rolling Fork Spirits and Bourbon Deluxe, and
Oh,
so
okay.
they house their barrels at Starlight. And so we'll hopefully get to try some of their stuff while trying Starlight as well. And so that'll be coming up here in June. It's going to be a crazy tour. I'm not driving to that one, if that.
That's understandable. That's understandable. Let me ask you. So with the bourbon, since you've been getting into bourbon and now you're on TikTok, have you found that being on TikTok and being on the bourbon side of TikTok has it expanded more for you guys, or into like YouTube or anything like that, or have you guys just been mainly TikTok?
Yeah, that's a great question. So mainly TikTok, we just put a meta up, so now we have the ability to download the videos and share them on Instagram and Facebook as well. So we're tapping into the metaverse as well. Some of our longer videos we've done on YouTube, but we've really tried to stick to like the TikTok platform and the Meta platform. Um,
Okay.
but again, I will tell you right now, and you do this too, right? I mean, you record a 10-minute video, then you got to sit down and edit it and get it right. I mean, there's just time. And again, I've got 2 kids. Adam's got 3 kids. Alex is married. Dylan's got a full-time job. I mean, it's just finding the time to sit down and do all of that is time consuming to some degree. Again, we're insurance sales for Alex and Adam could be 60-hour weeks, right? Depending on how many appointments they have, et cetera.
Oh,
And
for sure.
then my job is just, man, whenever we're needed, we go in, and nights, weekends, all the things. So what's up, Nurse D? Nurse D just joined
What's
us.
going on, Nurse D? How are you?
I've joined a couple
John,
of their lives. They get crazy.
closest to Shanks.
Bombers.
Yeah, John was just asking closest to Shanks, I believe that's how you say it.
Yeah, Shanks. That's the Shanks. That's the Michter's product that they're talking about. So they got Shanks and bomb burgers. Do I have a Shanks here? I thought I had a Shanks. Oh no, I have the bomb burgers. So again, that's all coming out of Michter's.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I mean that's going to be that sour mash. So yeah, anything that's going to be in that realm of that Michter's will be good stuff.
You wanna go elaborate on that bottle a little bit?
So I've not had a whole lot of this. I know we tried this at the distillery, and then we ended up getting they did like a combo package that day of Shanks and Bombergers. I've since traded the Shanks away. But this is again their bomb burgers. If you've seen the bomb burgers PFG, the pure fine grain, the red
Hmm.
bottle that's out there, this is like the base version of that. Of
Okay.
that. But it's good. I'm not the biggest Michter's fan. That's just me personally. That's just my palate. It's fine. I prefer Michter's 10, Michter's 20. If we're going to talk Michter's, right? Give me something with a little age statement on there. But it's good. 100 Bomberger's 108 proof. coming in. Again, this is a 2024 release, but it's good. It's not great, but it's a good bottle for sure.
That's good. That's good. That's good to know. I've seen it at Preet Liquors. I just haven't tried it at all. So, haven't had a chance to try it. Let me rephrase that. And
Soon. You'll get that
what?
chance soon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, speaking of that, June 14th, they're having a big 100 bottle tasting that everybody can come to, free event. June 14th. If you're in New York or want to come into New York on the 14th, it's a big barbecue. They're going to have over, I want to say 20 or 25 different representatives from different distilleries and hamburgers, hot dogs. Over 100 bottles will be opened. Just a big event that they're doing for free.
And that's June 14th. I might have to look and see how much flights are from Louisville to New York.
Yeah, I know there'll be a bunch of TikTok guys that'll be there. Myself, David Rickhouse, Grumpy,
Hmm.
um, Mac, Angry Mac,
Yeah.
he'll be there. Um, Fat Man said he might stop by. So that's five that I know of right now. I don't, I'm sure there's a ton more that are coming. I just don't know of who all else is coming.
Yeah, and those guys have been great. I know when we did our big giveaway, Mac, Grumpy, everyone jumped in and said, "Hey," they tagged a bunch of people, said, "Follow these guys. Let's get them to their goal." I mean,
Hmm.
the network has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I've shared it out too when I seen it. So I was like, you know what? Let me share it out too to get some more people in here.
Jared, Bourbon Nomad, Jared said we need to open the Bomb Burgers, and at some point I will.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to try it. So back to so a little bit more of the non for profit that you work at there. What is some of the other stuff that you guys do for the kids and or people in the area?
Oh man, I mean, again, we are what we call out of school time providers, man. So, and we are youth development, workforce development. Our goal is to make sure young people are prepared for what's next post graduation, right? And again, all the things that are missed in high school. High school doesn't teach you how to balance a checkbook. High school doesn't teach you about your credit score. High school doesn't teach you how to do laundry, change a tire, do an oil change. Get your driver's license. Like they don't just teach you. So we kind of fill those gaps. Of course, we'll bring in the academic support, tutoring, STEM, et cetera. But life and workforce readiness is where we really excel with our young people. And again, giving them experiences. So we talk about, we had Emmett Smith come in. And so we have a program called Youth of the Year where we get like one kid has to compete against all the other teenagers in Louisville in Boys and Girls Clubs. And they become like the student of the year for Boys and Girls Clubs, basically. And so we have our youth of the year, and they have to do an interview with like 7 judges. They have to write 4 essays. They have to do a resume. They have to give a 3-minute speech, the whole 9 yards. And so one of our youth of the years got to actually fly on a private jet and go pick Emmett Smith up and bring him back for the event, right? Which is a really cool experience. Um, and so, we try to fill the gaps with schools not doing that. And also, too, we've got in Louisville, we got a lot of working families. So both parents are working, or kids are being raised by a grandparent who's also working. And so we come in and become that mentorship side for young people and kind of guide them in the right direction. Yeah, it's sad the school system isn't teaching those simple things. I mean, I remember like home ec, right? Sewing
Absolutely.
when I was in school, and unless you get to like a career center or a trade center that your school system has, you're really not getting any of those options in school, right? It's all become standardized testing, unfortunately. So we come in, our kids get exposure to STEM, art, sports leagues, gosh, all kinds of things, music studios, podcasting. We're getting ready to work with the minor league baseball team here in Louisville and get our kids to like call baseball games and see what the media side of that looks like. And again, just getting kids connected, right?
That's awesome. That's awesome. And back to what you were saying with the home ec and stuff like that. I remember having a like a wood shop class to
Hmm.
go and learn how to build stuff. Even if it was just simple, birdhouses or a handle with a top and a drawstring, so you could, all that stuff.
Welding,
And
we did welding, like spot welding, and I mean metal
yeah,
metal metal fabrication, like industrial arts is what it was called in my school.
okay, yeah. See, and you're right. It has become standardized testing, and a lot of that stuff has gone away, and it's sad to see that. I mean, I learned how to sew in home and careers. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't have to depend on my mother or somebody else to do it for me.
Yeah, I sewed a duffel bag in like seventh grade. I couldn't tell you how to do it now, but I thought it was cool then. And so
Yeah,
yeah,
cook too, Aaron.
yeah,
Yeah, to cook too. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, how to chop vegetables, what the different types of things. And so we're actually trying to work with one of our local restaurants here in town. They have got like a research and development kitchen. And so how do we get our kids there to learn from like their head chef and start talking about um, taking recipes that they enjoy, like a pizza, something as simple as a pizza, and making it healthier a little bit, and showing kids
Right.
how to do that, right? And so one of my previous stops, we worked with the hospital, and we went into the hospital kitchen, and they had like these chain link gloves that kids could wear, and like ceramic knives. So like if they ended up like hitting themselves, it was like the base layer of armor almost. Wouldn't hurt them. So they had the ceramic
Right.
knife, the chain gloves, and they can sit there and they can cut vegetables and make things and do all the things they need to do. It was a really cool opportunity for our kids. But again, it's about exposure. When I'm in development, so I talk to people and talk to donors. My job is to explain what we do and talk about the passion behind what we do. And I tell
Mm.
folks, our job is to give Picasso the paintbrush for the first time. Right when Picasso
Correct.
laid down that first stroke of paint, something ignited that fire within him. That was what he
Mm.
wanted to do. Nothing was going to stop him, and he just had to have that fire fueled. Our job is to fuel the fire for our young people and whatever they enjoy. We have to also help them find out what they enjoy and then keep that fire going. And that's going to keep them off the streets. That's going to keep them in our clubs. It's going to keep them with a mentor on the right track. Again, ready for whatever's after their high school graduation.
And that's a beautiful thing. That's needed in a lot of areas.
Oh,
Up here included.
oh,
Here,
100%.
we used to have boys and girls clubs and stuff like that, and they all went away. And so it's nice to see that they're still doing it in certain areas, and they have somebody like yourself who's willing to put the time and effort into making sure that it keeps going, and the things are there for the kids that need it, and that's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing.
Exactly, for sure.
So on let's switch gears here a little bit to bourbon.
Here we
What
go.
it, what are some funny or exciting experiences that you've had with bourbon?
Man, we've done so much. I mean, and in our little time, I would say some of the fun things we've done, of course, is working with we worked with a local liquor store here in Louisville, Cheers Wine and Spirits at Blue Ridge Manor, and we went in one day and we are just talking to folks, we're, bourbon hunting, seeing what they got, and someone recognized us and came up to us like, "Hey, you guys are on Facebook and TikTok." And we're like, "Yeah, it's kind of." I mean, this was months ago before we had a ton of followers, and the owner was like, "What do you guys do again?" And we kind of explained and we showed him. He's like, "Well, I'm doing this Easter egg hunt event, and would love for you guys to like be spokespeople for it." And I'm like, "Okay, like we'll promote the heck out of it, right?"
Right.
And so that's what we did. And so that was one of our first big like public events that we held here in Louisville. We shot a promo commercial for social media, a couple tours of it, etc. And then we were there day of and kind of shot content of it day of. And I mean, it blew up pretty big. There were 100 and I think 60 Easter eggs around the store, and there were
Hmm.
probably 275 people in line.
Wow.
And the first person got there at like 3:45 in the morning.
Wow.
Like it was
So
it was nuts.
I mean, that's awesome that you guys were able to do that. How does so Bourbon Nomad said Cheers and State Line are the best.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and they're actually sister stores. State Liquors is D Patel, and then we've got SP Patel over at Cheers. And you'll see barrel picks from each one in each other's stores because again they're sister stores. They also work closely with John O's down in Elizabethtown and Radcliffe as well.
That's awesome to have all that access, you know what I mean, and to have it spread out enough to where they can get everything
Yeah.
divvied up to people that would be interested in doing that. So let me ask you, how does the Easter egg thing work? That event work?
Yeah, no, that was a fun one. So what SP over at Cheers did is he hid Easter eggs around the store, and they had a different code in them. and the code was, you could buy a bottle that was on the shelf, and I mean he had stags for I think $80. I think he had Blantons for like 75, mini Blantons for like 45, baby Blantons for like $12. Ton of 107s, Buffalo Trace store pick stuff, all the way up to like Old Fitz, Rare Character, Barrel Proof, Rye, E.H. Taylor's, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we had a bunch of bottles. So once you found the Easter egg, you went up, they checked your number, they said you have the option to buy, whatever, et cetera. And
Okay.
so if you didn't want it, you put it on a table. If there was something on the table that you wanted, you put your bottle down. You could swap out from the table, which was really cool. And so yeah, that was fun. Like I said, we showed up probably a half an hour before the event, and I mean they're literally wrapped around the building all the way to the back by the dumpster. It was insane how many people were there, but it was a fun time. And then we did an impromptu parking lot bottle share. Um,
Nice.
once most people got through the line and got their stuff, we're like, well, I mean, let's go out in the parking lot and hang out with folks. And we were probably in the parking lot for another, I'd say, hour and a half or so. Just and one guy won, one of our bourbon bros, Dylan, won a stag junior. So he just popped it right open, shared it with everyone. We had Coy Hill in the trunk. We had some Old Soul. We had other random bottles too that we just popped open and said, forget it, let's go, let's have some fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, are you guys going to be doing any more events like that
Yeah,
anytime
so
soon?
so, so we,
Or
talk- we talked to we talked to Cheers again, and what we'd like to do is similar to what Southern Spirits is doing, kind of the ten bag or 8 bag lottery, and a couple opportunities to purchase things at good cost. But it's all about them making sure that they can get the bottles at their cost, so they're not losing money, right? So they've got to wait to get stuff in, and we can do that again. And allocations are just tough for your what I'd say your smaller independent owned liquor stores, right?
right.
You can only buy so much Travelers and Wheatley vodka and Fireball, to get you to where you need to be. But I'm sure there will be another event that we'll do with someone for sure. And they've invited us on a couple barrel pick opportunities, and again with work and stuff like that, we've just not been able to schedule those. And again, Green River, Elijah Craig, a couple really cool opportunities. We just haven't been able to line it up with our work schedules.
That's awesome. I would like to see you guys, be able to do that a little bit more and be able to help them out and also, get you guys out there meeting more people and getting more people involved in the community.
For sure, yeah. Our guy Paul just jumped in and said, "Can't wait to try that Weller." Paul was our 107 winner from our video raffle, which was really cool. And so we're gonna get that out to him pretty soon.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Paul. And so you guys are doing some nice things and trying to get out there and help each other out, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we're a part of a bourbon group here called Speakeasy in Louisville, and we just held one of our members. He's in with a group called Casting for Recovery, and Casting for Recovery works with women who have been diagnosed with breast cancer, recovering and or in remission of breast cancer, and they take them on outdoor retreats based around like camping and fly fishing and things like that. And so we just raised like I think 8 grand from just doing bottle raffles within our own group of 500-600 people, which was really cool.
That's
And so we do try to get out and make the community better, help the community as much as we can. Anytime there's a need, we try to do that. There's another group that's young lady on here on TikTok we met early on, Hannah Merrick out of Northern Ohio, and she's doing on June 20th. She's doing a gala to raise money for juvenile cancer, so youth cancer. And I believe there was someone in her family that was affected by that and passed away. And so now she's doing a gala to kind of raise money. And so she was like, I'd love to get certain bottles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And she mentioned the Penelope F cancer bottle. And so we went ahead
okay.
and found that one, got it shipped to us, and then got it over to her for her fundraiser as well. Just again, that's what the network has done. That's what the platform has done for us. It's really made some unique organic connections. And again, the support has been phenomenal. People support us, but then we get the opportunity to turn around and support other people as well.
That's beautiful, and that's what it should be about. People helping people, and using the platform to do what you can for others. And there's eventually I'd like to try to see that happen more if we could, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, we were on a live last night. Was it last night or the night before? And we were talking about it a little bit, and we had about three or four people in our live, and they're like, "We never heard of that. Like, how do we help?" Right? And
Mm,
I'm just like, okay, you have the right people in your live when everyone's on the same wavelength, saying, "Okay, this is a cool cause. How do we jump on and help?" And Travis says, great vibes, good content, keep it up, raising money for people who need it the most. And that's exactly what it's about. At the end of the day, what we want this platform to do and our network and our name is to be bigger than us, the sum of us, right? And be able to make sure other people are being blessed by the work that we're doing. Now, again, we're gonna drink, we're gonna have a great time. We might get a little toasty every now and then. That's okay, but we're still gonna do some great things for some people along the way. We don't drive. We try to stay at
correct.
each other's house and be safe and do those things. We're all adults. Even though Dylan looks young, our videos have been flagged for him looking so young. We've had to, I'm like, at some point, do we just need to send his driver's license over to the folks at TikTok so that way we can not be flagged anymore?
Right, right. And maybe get them verified with the check mark, and then this way you don't have to worry about it no
That's,
more.
come on, Dylan. Dude. We talked about getting like a fake beard for him. Like you need to man up, dude. Come on.
Instead of getting a fake beard, just have him grow a real one.
He can't. He can't.
Oh yeah,
He can't. His facial hair is smooth as a baby's bottom. Yeah.
yeah. There you go. Then we'll just have to get him one of those Santa Claus wigs, and then he
That's
can
right.
throw that on.
Yeah, because he's
There you
20,
go.
he's 26 or 27, but he looks 19. I mean, he really does.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Aaron said, yeah, he does look young. Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Not.
yeah. I've seen your video on YouTube, and the couple that you guys have up there, and I was like, wait a minute, he looks young. Yeah,
And he's not even the youngest one. That's the sad part.
really.
Alex is the youngest one by a few months.
Oh wow.
He said, I had a cousin banned for being under 13, and he's 44 with a beard. The beard struggle can help him out. That's right.
Can
It's,
help
it's,
him out. Yeah.
it's a
All
struggle
right.
for real.
I could donate some of mine.
I mean, that's what I said. Once mine gets so long, I can't grow yours. Once it gets so long, it starts itching me, and I have to buzz it down. So
Yeah.
I wish I could get something as thick as yours because I get a side job as being Santa. But
Yeah.
you know,
Well, now you say that, I mean, I helped out on the Polar Express reenactment train a couple years ago, but I didn't have the beard at the time, so I had to wear the wig all the time.
oh, dude, you kill
So
it now.
yeah, that's what I said. I said I think I'm gonna let it grow, and then if they need somebody again, I might do it again. But we'll
There
see.
you go.
Um,
Absolutely. So good.
Paul says his is so white it's almost clear.
It's too funny. I'm excited to meet up. Paul actually lives in Lexington, not too far from us, and we're going to meet up with him and pass over the bottle that he won. I said, man, since you're so close, man, let's share some pours while we do that too. Let's have some fun with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That'd be a great thing, and that's what it's about. And
Mhm.
Adam said we should post a car video we did last night. Then we'd probably get banned again.
Yeah, we were at Adam's house last night, and we're in his basement bar. And in his basement, he did one of those like little kids roller coasters, the plastic. So Dylan literally gets on that. And it's like yoing yoing, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. That'll definitely
Yeah.
make TikTok think
Right.
he's a young kid.
I said the only thing he needed after that was that little hat with a little spinny thing on there. And be like, oh yeah, yeah, he's totally 9.
Right. That'd be hilarious though. That would be hilarious. Get him the little hat and have him do it again and post it as a short or something. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
it's coming. Some variation of that's coming for sure. It's too good a content not to use.
For sure.
Too good a content not to use.
For sure.
So.
So So are you guys looking to expand more onto YouTube than the couple videos that you have, or are you guys just looking to, just stick to Meta and TikTok?
Yeah, I think once we get into some, I mean, I know we've got some plans. We got Starlight Distillery. I think we've got some stuff planned for like Bourbon Fest week. That will be longer videos. That will
Hmm.
definitely be the YouTube platform for sure. Um, if we host any sort of bottle share nights or anything like that, where we can get some longer content and do things like that, we'll probably throw them on YouTube. But right now, I think our primary focus, again, we're super small still, is to do the TikTok meta stuff and just kind of let it be there for sure. Um, Bourbon Bros, okay. Hey, I mean, man, I don't know
Gonna
if we
expand?
can,
Yeah.
I don't know if we can expand too much, Jared. I mean, Jared's an honorary Bourbon Bro, anyways. We got to connect early on with Jared, and he was in town for work, and we're like, dude, let's meet up, man. And we went to Neat Bourbon Bar here in Louisville, and Neat has some old dusties. I mean, I think we had 91 Blantons, we had 86 Supreme. I mean, they had some 80s Wild Turkey stuff. I mean, some old dusties, and we got to have some delicious old juice for sure. And then we went to another opportunity for us to go to Evergreen, which is a liquor store here in
Hmm.
Louisville. Some of them had tasting bars, and on Wednesdays it's half price. So your $40 King Kentucky is $20 now, which is really cool.
That's
And so
that's
we did some King Kentucky, we did some birthday bourbons there, and then we transitioned over to Neat and did some old dusty stuff. So the night was great. It was awesome, Jared. And I know Jared, you'll be back in town at some point, man. We'd love to connect and link up again whenever you're back in town. What's going on, Kansas Bourbon Taster, man? What's up, brother?
what's up, JD?
He's good people.
All right. Adam said try to grow the TikTok to 10K first, then definitely get the other stuff going too. That's understandable.
Yeah,
That's understandable. But it never hurts to get it out there as much as possible. Either way, all the way around.
absolutely, for sure. See you later, Paul, man. Appreciate you joining, man.
Thank you, Paul, for stopping in. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day tomorrow. So, Ruben, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, man. So talk to me a little about how'd you get into bourbon? How'd you get into the influencer side of things, et cetera?
Trying to make it back to New York to see Big Papa. Hey, listen, anytime you stop in, let me know. I'll be there. So for me, bourbon, I was always a Jack Daniels, Makers, Jameson, you know, drinker. I've never, got away from that. And then I've been on TikTok for a couple of years during the the whole vid thing. I jumped on
Mhm.
TikTok just to see what it was like and started meeting some people. And then like 4 or 5 months ago, I stumbled across Bourbon Talk, so I was like, all right, let me see what's going on here. And I started following people a little bit, started going into lives, and started getting into the bourbon side of everything. And so I started liking it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And then I was like, you know what? I seen I seen that. I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to do a podcast or a talk show or something like that. So I started up Bar Talks with Big, and as you know now, I'm on my fifth episode. So I try to do one every Saturday at 8:30, and just been going from there.
Yeah, dude, and I'll tell you. I mean, you got what, almost 9,000 followers. You know a lot of the folks in the bourbon movement. For us to be a guest before some of those folks, it's pretty awesome. We'll say that. I mean, you could have invited a lot more people that have a but much bigger platform than us. And so for us to be your fifth guest, that's pretty awesome, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what it is though is I'm not one of those people that are like, oh yeah, they have 15,000 followers. I want them on my show first. If I talk to people and I enjoy having conversations with you and I see that you're doing good things or whatever, I I'm like, all right, let's talk. Let's come on and have a conversation and go over it and go from there. And
Yeah,
then
but the net again, that's that organic network, man, of just having good times with good people.
absolutely, absolutely. And I've met some fantastic people on here. And like Aaron said, my followers grown a ton since she's met me. I was stuck at like 7,000, I think, or whatever it was. And I'm up to, I want to say I'm close to 8,300 now. So,
Awesome.
and it helps because I go into a lot of lives, and I go in and I talk to people and, I just, put it out there. Hey, how you guys doing? Whatever. And then we start talking. And, once you have a mutual once you have a mutual connection that you could discuss about, things develop from there. So it's always Aaron says, because Papa's so friendly and positive. I love that.
Hey, that's the way to be, man. I mean, life's too
Yeah,
short to be so negative, man.
for sure, for sure. And I always used to be one of those type of people. Oh, I don't understand why this is happening to me. I don't understand why this happened to me. And then I turned around and said, you know what? I woke up one day and I said, you know what? Today's a beautiful day. And then
Yeah,
I kept saying that. And every time I see somebody and, oh, how you doing? I'm doing great. Every day's a beautiful day. I woke up today. You know
that's
what?
right.
My feet hit the floor and I'm breathing. It's a beautiful day.
Hey,
And I
10 toes
just
on the
I
ground,
just
baby.
kept it going.
That's that you're not wrong there. And again, we're all gonna have our frustrations, right? Not every day is gonna be perfect, but yeah, I just look at it
Correct.
and say, man, somebody's probably having a worse day than me.
For sure. For sure.
So
Adam, he did talk about a 4,000 follower giveaway, but
yeah, so,
Adam's
so
saying
we
3,000.
recorded it last night talking about, man, our 3,000 follower giveaway. Um, but I'll tell you what, man, I think we're like 80 followers away from 3,000, and we were just at like 1,600, and so I think
Hmm.
we've almost doubled in like a week and a half. So apparently people like Weller Antique 107 giveaways. And so our next giveaway is, I think, going to be at 4,000, not 3,000. Is going to be a Penelope Cigar Batch 1 giveaway.
Correct.
And then we're going to do some handshakes as well, and various things. We've got a bunch of barrel finish projects. Some folks are doing some really cool things here in Louisville with bourbon and juice. We've
Hmm.
got Buffalo Trace that tastes like Captain Crunch berries. We've got E.H. Taylor maple stuff. We've got Butterscotch Eagle Rare. There's some really cool stuff that we've got. And so we're going to go ahead and just provide some folks with some handshakes and things like that to say thank you. So,
Yeah, for sure. And I've always been one of those that like some of the finished bourbons and stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of people talking about it. I've grabbed a couple myself, so I kind of enjoy seeing the people's projects that they put out, and I think it's a nice thing that they can do for people that really enjoy it.
yeah. I just picked up a vanilla Eagle Rare called Vanilla Ice Baby with the tater sticker vanilla ice on the Eagle Rare, which is really cool. And so it's fun. And again, they're folks who are in our bourbon group. So when they do a project, they offer the bottles. We support them.
Mhm.
It's a great way to support again our local network and to get some really cool bottles, man. And we've, like I said, man, gosh, I'm looking back here now, and again, E.H. Taylor maple stuff.
Mhm.
So we'll pull the Taylors down. We got the Taylor maple with the Aunt Jemima sticker. We've got
Nice.
the blueberry the blueberry version of E.H. Taylor. Then we've got the Buffalo Trace. We'll just bring some stuff over. We got the 107 honey marshmallow finish that the
That's
guys did, and then we got this Buffalo Trace that tastes like raspberries. It's so good.
that's
Absolutely
awesome.
delicious. What else do we have back here? We've got Eagle Blueberry, which is really good.
Oh, that's
Really,
cool.
really good. And then we got Eagle Honey, which is again super delicious. And so they're doing
Nice.
some really cool stuff. I actually use this when I cook. I do apples in the honey bourbon reduction, and I cook the alcohol out of that, and I add in some barbecue sauce and a little bit of honey, and do like a bourbon honey apple barbecue sauce that you can put over like pork
That's
and chicken. It's really good.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for the roses and thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. Gee, I see you at the door. Give me a couple minutes to get finished with this episode of the show, and then I will open up boxes for people to join in. Um, so, do you want to elaborate a little bit on the barbecue sauce that you were just talking about to put on the?
Yeah, man, no, it's insane. So I take apples, I skin them, and then dice them up, throw them in a pan, throw the Eagle Honey in there, kind of flambe it a little bit, cook that
Mhm.
off a lot. What's going on, Better Bourbon? How we doing, man? And let that just kind of simmer and reduce a little bit. Let the apples soften a
Mhm.
lot, and then I'll go and I'll throw some Sweet Baby Ray's in there with a little bit of honey in there, a little bit of seasoning, and just let that just reduce down into thick, almost like chutney. And again,
Okay.
that apple pork chop works really well together. You can also do that on chicken. But it's a great time. My wife loves it. My kid loves it. Again, all the alcohol is cooked off. So you don't have to worry about that. You're cooking off all the alcohol, but you get that sweetness from the Eagle Rare honey along with the apples and the bourbon. It goes really, really well together. It's insane. It's insanely good. Get your chops about 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. Just, man, you can't beat it.
That's awesome. That's good. Alrighty, Travis, we'll see you. And Travis, every Saturday at 8:30, I try to do a show. If I can get somebody to come on, I'll do it. I do it. I get it up on there.
And Travis is our other winner. He won the Buffalo Trace store pick, so that's going to Virginia for him.
Awesome. Congratulations, Travis. So does anybody in the chat have any questions for our guest, Mr. Rubin?
So now you're in New York. Talk to me a little bit about your sponsors, man. So how'd you get your sponsors? What do they help sponsor, et cetera, et cetera?
Alrighty. So my sponsors, I ended up typing up a email. What's my favorite? All right.
I sent some stuff to Better Bourbon, and his stuff got smashed in the mail apparently. So we got to get him some more stuff out. We sent him some buff turkey and the Eagle blueberry, and it got smashed in the mail. I sent out like 8 boxes that day, and his was the only one that didn't make it.
Oh wow, that's crazy. So to answer your question, Adam, my favorite pour right now. Okay, my favorite pour would be Eagle Rare, and they have it out for you, G. So I'm gonna ask you what your favorite pour is, and then I'm gonna ask you what your daily go to, or
my favorite pour of all time is gonna be probably Eagle 17.
Eagle 17, okay.
We just did a comparison video that'll be popping up. We actually did the entire BTAC collection. We did the BTAC version, and we did the non-BTAC version. So we did GTS versus Stag Junior. We did Eagle 17 versus Eagle 10. We did Sazerac 18 versus Saz, etc. And then we did the Thomas Handy, but we compared that to a Old Forester single barrel proof rye, Old Forester pick. And we were shocked, man. It was the GTS to Stag was close. I actually preferred the Old Forester over the Thomas Handy that night. But all the other ones, I mean, William Louis Weller over the foolproof for sure. Eagle 17 over Eagle 10, and then Saz 18 over regular Saz all day long. But it was just, I mean, we shot all those in one night, and you want to talk about one heck of a night, enjoying some delicious pours and opening the BTAC collection and sharing that. It was a great time for sure.
To answer your question, JC, I mean, Glenn's, because of the top being so small, is easier to get smelling notes off of whatever you pour in your glass, because it's more of a concentrated than having a bigger glass, try to smell it.
And the way it funnels up too. So those curves, they bell shapes right up. So it's allowing all that to just the vapors to come up into your nose. I love drinking out of it. We tried those wooden chalices.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a massive fan.
All right. Adam said couldn't beat the age on the Eagle 17, Saz 18, and the WLW.
Yeah, delicious pours for sure. And then my daily go-to, that's hard right now. I'm really digging a barrel pick that we did. We did a barrel pick. Not me personally, but our bourbon group here in Louisville, Speakeasy Bourbon Group, did a OFO 100. But it's very cherry forward, which is not really Old Forester's profile.
Okay.
They tatered out with the Miss Pac-Man stickers and
nice,
which is really cool. But this bottle has been delicious. I've shared it with people that, again, when they first try it, they think Old Forester notes again, and they try it, they're like, man, this is very cherry candy forward. And it's been a phenomenal pick. I'm almost out. You can see how much I enjoy it. but I just picked
Right.
up 2 more bottles from our bourbon group, just because it's so good. And for $75, how can you pass on something that's going to taste that good?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll pour some of that again right now. Now that we're talking about it.
My favorite, my daily. I don't really have a daily because I have so many handshakes that I'm trying to get through, and as you see, I'm getting collection behind or selection behind me. I'm trying to, for sure. I'm trying to actually try some different ones every time I have a pour. That I'm trying to find more things that I like.
Like red licorice. This is delicious.
It sounds it.
You can't go wrong at all, for sure.
My unicorn bottle that I'm still chasing to have in my collection. To be honest with you, I haven't even really thought about that. To be honest with you, I haven't even thought about it. I like I said, I'm still fairly new in the bourbon, so I don't really have a unicorn bottle that I could think of right in this moment. But I'd have to really sit down and think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I don't have a bottle of Equal 17, even though it's my favorite pick, but I can drink Adams whenever I want.
Hmm.
And we get pours all the time. But I definitely need one for sure in my collection. Um, Adams is King of Kentucky, and he's
King of
kind of
Kentucky, yeah.
random.
Yeah, now I've talked to you, Ruben, about the King of Kentucky.
And it is phenomenal.
Oh,
It
I'm
is
sure. I'm sure.
phenomenal. We cracked this. We do our 5 question games for
Hmm.
Bourbon Bros, and we were at Alex's one night, and I said the next time we're all going to get together, I'm going to pop this bad boy open. And everyone thought, nah, you're not going to do that. You're not going to open it. You're going to keep it. You're going to sell it, trade it, do something to get different bottles, etc. And so we did a 5 question game where they had to guess what it was, and we actually cracked the king for Alex and Dylan to try, and they were blown away that I actually cracked the king, and then we're actually drinking it. But this is a phenomenal pour right now. I mean, this is 130 proof, 130, almost 31 proof, 2023 version, King Kentucky, super delicious.
That's yeah. I've heard that it's really good,
If
and
you've not
you know
tried
that.
it, man,
Yeah, I would hopefully be able to try it eventually. But actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, Adam, it's not a unicorn bottle, and one of my go-to I like is the Nulu Black Label that was a barrel pick from Preet's. That's a
Reese,
hazmat. It's a 140. It doesn't drink like 140. It drinks like a 100 or a 110. So that's one of them that I enjoy also.
yeah, Adam is our. We'll start the night off, and he wants to go straight to the Obtanium or the 140s. I'm like, dude, chill for a minute, man. Like we've got a long night ahead of us, and
Right.
he's
Right. Absolutely.
he's him with that stuff, man, for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's a lot of great bottles out there. We talk all the time too. There's a ton of great bottles out there that don't cost a whole lot of money either. You can get great bottles for under $50, under $30, right? I mean,
Hmm.
give me Russell's 10. Give me Eagle Rare. Give me Standard Buffalo Trace. Right? What do you got back there?
Early times.
Early
Early
time.
times. Cooper's Craft.
Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, Benchmark Foolproof, JTS
Hmm.
Brown. I mean, there's so many that you can get at such a good cost. And if you look at like under $100, the sky's the limit. I mean, there's a ton of stuff.
For sure. For sure. I mean, a lot of the old Foresters are you can get for under $100. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the ones that you named off, like Eagle Rare, stuff like that, here in New York are a little bit on the higher side. Like Eagle Rare 10, out the door is like $84 here.
What?
Hmm.
Well,
And
I walked into Costco today. We were shopping. I took my daughter with me shopping, and I looked at the selection. And I was like, I don't see anything on the way in. So I was like, we went shopping, spent about 40 minutes at the store. I come back out. E.H. Taylor, small batch, Blanton's, and Weller Special Reserve just sitting on the shelf. And I'm like, let me go over and see. And it was Blanton's was $63,
hmm
and Weller Special Reserve was 22, 23, and E.H. Taylor was like 40 something. I mean, it was dirt cheap.
Wow. See, and that's nice. But the thing is, I say it a lot in lives. You know, we're our own worst enemy,
Yeah,
because you know here, in a lot of the states, people will find MSRP bottles, and our bigger companies will come into these littler stores, buy up all of it, then turn around and sell it on the secondary market.
yeah,
And the reason why a lot of stores here are going to selling everything secondary is because they're sitting on $2,000-3,000 worth of inventory, which they have to sit on and can't move. But yet they have people coming in their store buying all of their bottles that they're selling at MSRP, that
yep,
they have to sit on inventory for. So, and they're seeing it more, and now they're saying, all right, well, if people are doing it and not having to go through all the trouble of getting the stuff first
yep.
and then selling it, so now they're selling it for the secondary prices because they're sitting on other stuff for $2,000-3,000.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, we see some of the independent liquor stores here in Louisville. I mean, you'll see a 107 as high as 299. Right? I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
who's going to buy it? Like, no one's going to buy it, and apparently someone will at some point. I mean, again, I'm just like, okay, that's not for me, not for me at
Correct.
all.
Correct. Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely. So yeah, so that's why a lot of the stuff for us, in New York at least, are more expensive because of, you know, they see people selling it for the secondary, so they're doing it because they have all the overhead and everything else, that they're trying to recoup some of their other money back for stuff that they can't sell,
yeah, I mean,
or they're not
they've
selling
been
as
buying all
fast.
the Fireball and the Wheatley vodka and Travelers and all
Mm-hmm.
the other things, so they're sitting on that. I mean, they've got to recoup some money at some point. I mean, it's
Correct.
at the end of the day, they can't go broke by selling bottles at MSRP when they've got a stock room full of stuff they can't move. We've seen a lot of folks here in Louisville start pairing their stuff together. So they're like, oh, you want the blends at MSRP, then you're going to take a Travelers. If not, then it's an extra cost basically. So you basically get a free bottles of Travelers and you get it at MSRP, which is unreal.
Correct.
And
Correct.
Derek said, I'll sell you a 107 much. Yeah, no, I mean, I've got one, two, three, four bottles, five bottles of 107. We get them at pretty much close to MSRP. We're so close to Ohio. Ohio is the 107 dump capital of the world. And every Saturday, I feel like they have drops of 107 for like $65.
Right. So, Adam, to answer your question, you just came across my page. Have you tried Maker's Wood Finish 2025 and the thoughts? I have not tried it,
I'm not.
so I don't have an answer for that.
Derek, yeah, you're the one getting all the cheap 107s. It's like you walk into the store looking for a bag of frozen corn and you trip over 107s, man.
For sure, for
In
sure.
Ohio, that's how it goes. And I don't live in a liquor controlled state, man, but I learned a lot about Ohio's liquor control policy, man, and they've got some unique stuff. Virginia too. I had never been to Virginia, so I went out to Virginia and walked into one of their ABC stores. And in Virginia, all the stores are owned by the government. There's no independent liquor stores in
Mm,
Virginia at all. Like when you work at the liquor store, you are a government employee in Virginia, which is really unique. And so, what's going on, Steph? And it's
Hey,
just
Steph.
been really cool to to see how they do things. And I was down there, and they're like, "Yeah, we've got this raffle going on," and they had the BTAC raffle in Virginia. And all you have to do is sign up on this website for free, and you get to buy stuff at MSRP. So I'm like, I need everyone, right? I was at a funeral. I'm like, I need everyone right now to sign up for this, and I need you to send me bottles if you guys can. Please, please, please. Did the same thing with they just did the Double Eagle Very Rare. They had 22 bottles for the entire state of Virginia, and they had like 57,000 people enter the raffle. But
Wow.
I had 14 people that. So I was like, if you win it, I'm going to send you money, and you're going to send it here as well. Steph, thanks so much, Stephanie. That's cool, man.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it also.
Man, but
You
yeah,
know, I'm
we're
just I'm just a regular dude sitting here
it's fun.
talking to my phone. That's it.
Yeah. And again, having some fun times with it, man. And Stephanie's been on a couple
Absolutely.
of our lives and has shared some insight, man. And we're just very, very thankful for her support too. It's been fun times.
Well, thank you, Stephanie, and I appreciate you for coming in and chatting with us in the chat and just saying hi. I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate everybody that stops in and says hi.
I got this today. It's a new Riff Barrel rye pick called Rye Diddly-O, neighbor.
Nice. That's awesome.
Got this one here, and I got this one because in our bourbon group here in Louisville, we'll do a lot of randos, raffles, and things like that. And I'll play a lot of them. I'll lose a lot of them, but in one of them, I ended up with this barrel pick, which is a single barrel pick again with new riff, but they said it tastes like Butterfinger, very much butterscotch forward. And I was like, if I got the Homer, I've got to get the Ned Flanders.
Right, absolutely.
That's just what it is. So you got the butter riffy and the rye de Leo neighbor, which is just really cool.
That's cool. That is really cool. That is really cool.
Yeah. At some point, we're going to open them because again, I'm all about drinking things too. But they were just really cool bottles to have. I'm a sucker for a cool bottle, cool label, cool story. And again, everyone in the group, like, I won this one on a raffle, and then I saw this one being auctioned off in one of the things. I was like, that's cool. Like, I need that bottle. And someone was like, oh, Garrett's got some of these. I reached out to Garrett. I'm like, dude, I'd like one. He's like, sure, dude. I got like 4 of them. I'm like, okay, what's it going to cost me? He's like, I think we paid like $75. He's like, just pay me what I don't want to lose money. It's fine. We'll just, if you want one, I got extras. Like, let's go, dude. So it's, again, we're not upselling. We're not doing any of that type of stuff amongst each other. It's a really good time. My favorite hit this week on a raffle, and I went in a little hard. I went in $100 on a raffle, but won the Russell's 13.
Oh, the Russell's 13, yeah.
And so
that's awesome.
This secondary market right now is going for like what, 325, 350, and for $100, that's a great bottle for $100.
For sure.
Also won a Michter's 10 on like $85. So that's
awesome.
It's been fun. It's been fun for sure. What's going on, Todd? What's going on, man? Thanks so much.
What's going on, Todd?
Yeah, dude, I'm excited to open the Butterfinger at some point. We're gonna crack that baby open and give it a try.
You have to let me know how it comes out or how it tastes, and if it tastes like a Butterfinger or not.
Dude, we've got Eagle Butterscotch, and when we're done here, go send us your shipping information, man, and we'll get you out. But that Eagle Butterscotch, dude, is phenomenal. It's killer. It's been a fun time for sure.
Give me 1 second. I got to do a puzzle since we've been here for 5 minutes, it says. All right, there we go.
Awesome.
Alrighty, so I'm going to jump to the comments for a second here. It says, we're waiting for a movie to start at the drive-in. Steph, I hope you watching something exciting.
Yeah, what cool movies are out that aren't kid movies? I have a 4.5-year-old and a 6-month-old, so I live in Bluey Land and Finding Nemo. But my daughter's been watching a lot of The Greatest Showman, which is really cool because she likes to dance and sing to it. And I'm like, this is really cool.
That's cool. We just saw, what was it? We saw the Lego movie.
Yeah,
the Lego movie. We went and saw that about a month ago.
Justin, I don't have the butterscotch here.
The Minecraft movie too.
Minecraft one, yeah. So Justin, I don't have the butterscotch. My brother-in-law Adam, who is the rye guy, he has the butterscotch at his house, but it is absolutely phenomenal.
All right, Derek's saying it's crazy how bourbon companies and send different bottles to different areas of the U.S. Yeah, it's for sure. There'll be drops in places that none of us have access to. I'm gonna use one bottle for example, like the Old Forester King Ranch. I haven't heard of it being outside of Texas, so
not at all. Yeah, we got some sent into us, and it's a delicious bottle. But yeah, you can't find it around here at all.
For sure. Now Aaron is saying those are cute. Justin said those are awesome. I bet I'd like the Butterfingers. KZ, thank you for the hand hearts. Derek said nice. Todd said what's up. Whoa. Let's see.
It looks like we got Justin said off topic. How's the E.H. Taylor Maple? I've enjoyed it. Almost very much Penelope Havana-esque with this. You get the bourbon forward, but you get the sweetness, that maple finish. This has been really, really good. I've enjoyed this one here as well. Fresh cracked it. I'm letting it breathe a little bit because when I tried it, it was open for a while and tasted so much better than the fresh cracked version. So I'm letting this just kind of breathe a little bit, and we're going to go back to that. But this is really, really good. Jesse and Rusty do some crazy finishing stuff, which is really, really cool.
And that was part of his question, Jesse, too.
Yeah.
Adam Ryguy said, Justin, I have it at my house. Adam said I could post pictures of it on our page. Well, if you want to drop your page real quick so people can find the pictures of that.
Yeah, that'll be a Bourbon Bros KY. We'll throw a picture up on there for sure.
Isn't it? Tim said, isn't it?
Derek said, if you guys need Weller, let me know. Derek, we need all the Weller if we can get it at a good price. We'll take all the Wellers.
Aloha, Dan.
What's going on, man? Good to see you, brother. Appreciate the love and support. Yeah, no, it's been fun, man. Like I said, we do a lot of trading. We'll get stuff in. It's like, okay, let's trade this. Let's try to work our way up to this, et cetera, et cetera. So
Aaron was asking, what's your non-for-profit again?
Yeah, Aaron. So that's Boys and Girls Clubs of Kentuckiana, which Louisville is we're on the river. So we service Southern Indiana and Louisville. The region is known as Kentuckiana. So it's bgcky.org. It's a great organization for sure.
Justin said, I only got the OGD 114 butterscotch.
I've not had that one, but I do enjoy a good OGD 114 for sure.
So, JC, in my opinion, what's the best, cheapest bourbon? I mean, there's a few that are under $30 or sub $40, we'll say. And one of them is Early Times. The other one is Cooper's Craft, for my area. Ruben could tell you a few more from his, from Kentucky area.
Yeah, man. Evan Williams, Bottled and Bond, Benchmark Full Proof, JTS Brown. We can find some Russell's 10 years at like Costco for like $35. That's a fantastic grab if you can find those for sub 40. Grab them up because those are absolutely delicious. Man, there's just so much for sure. But yeah, Early Times is great. Russell's 10, Eagle Rare. We talked to Eagle Rares again, where you can get it for that price, right, Adam? I mean, Big Papa told us, Eagle Rare is going for $80 out the door in New York, right? We get that so much cheaper here in Kentucky for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Russell's 10 for $40. I mean, if you can find Russell's 10 for $40 or sub $40 all day long, grab that one. That's delicious juice. Again, you've got your Early Times. There's so much juice that's really good out there.
For sure.
Not everything has to be a King of Kentucky. Not everything has to be, Russell's 15 level.
Thank you for the heart, me grumpy.
Yeah, 1792 foolproof store pick stuff. We've got multiple bottles of the 1792 foolproof store pick stuff. Bourbon Group did this one here. This is our bourbon group here in Louisville called Speakeasy, and tatered it out because that's what we do.
That's awesome.
And this one, very banana forward on this here. Okay. It's super sweet, super delicious, and again, coming in at 125 proof. So you can't go wrong with 125 proof delicious juice for sure.
Justin saying, heck yeah, or Tim said, that's cool. Stephanie said, big fan of Early Times, Bottled and Bond, Black Cap, everyday sipper for sure, way better than Evan Williams. In my opinion.
100% agree with that opinion. I'd much rather have that Early Times Black Cap for sure. But again, not everyone can find those. Evan Williams Bottled and Bond is sitting on the shelf here all day long. JTS Brown, et cetera, Quality House, et cetera.
Correct. I mean, I have the blue label with the blue top, and what I found out was that it was the Brown Foreman juice. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very good, in my opinion. Grumpy simping on some 107. Justin said, me too. And Tim said, big fan of the good tater sticker. I am too. Absolutely.
I'm a sucker. Oh, it's Fight Night. I need to turn that on. We had Dustin Jacoby, UFC fighter. We met him at the the Kentucky Derby, 150th Kentucky Derby, and he was like, "I'm coming into town to fight in Louisville. Would love to meet your kids." So he actually came to our club and spoke to our kids, and so I think he's fighting tonight. So I'm gonna try to find the remote and turn that on.
That's awesome. So you guys had quite a few people come to your events
We did,
for
yeah.
your organization.
I mean, we get really lucky being in Louisville, man. We just had Roy Jones Jr. come through and talk to our kids as well, which is really really cool for us. We've been very very lucky. Let's just call it that. We've been very blessed.
That's awesome. Derek, have a great night. Neil Patel said, thoughts on Elmer T. Lee?
I mean, I enjoy Elmer for what it is, right? I mean, I've got a bottle here, 90 proof. Again, sour mash. Going to be Buffalo Trace mash bill number 2. Going to be really really cool. Yeah, I enjoy that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all by any means.
I've never had it, so I don't have an opinion on it, Neil.
Yeah,
But I trust Ruben's opinion on it. So
yeah, it's a good, again, 90 proofer. Nothing too crazy coming hot out the door for us by any means.
I think it depends on your palate with low proof bourbon and sour mash.
Yeah, 100%.
Justin said, not worth the hype, only 90 proof, not a ton going on flavor wise for a high price.
Yeah, I mean, again, people are selling this on the secondary market for like 250, or is it 250 now, or 150 it's 150 to 170 on the secondary market, but it's like a $60 bottle. For $60, it's decent, right? If I'm going mash bill 2 from Buffalo Trace, I'm probably going Blanton's or something like that, or Rock Hill Farms even, right?
Right. Justin said, or Adam said, for the price, maybe try Hard Truth Sour Mash. Justin said 180 low,
Yeah.
but it's great for $60. And
100.
Stephanie said flips for 300 here.
Wow.
Yeah,
That,
that's
that,
crazy.
that to me is absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Absolutely insane. But that's what it is. I couldn't even imagine that. Couldn't even imagine it. That's
Well,
nuts.
I want to say thank you very much, Ruben, for coming on the show, talking about your organization, talking about, your group with your brothers there in your Bourbon Bros Kentucky group. And I really appreciate it. It was a great time. And thank you for asking questions of myself.
Awesome, man. No, we appreciate it, bro. It's been fun. We really appreciate you coming and offering us the opportunity to be on your platform and sharing our message with your followers and your folks. It's a blessing for us to be, again, we're young to be your fifth show, dude. It's been pretty awesome, gnarly for us. Hopefully we did you some justice and had some fun. Hopefully your followers have enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it. It's been engaging for us. It's been cool to see some folks that know you that also know us jump in together and have some fun for sure.
Absolutely. 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 With closing this out, I want to thank my sponsors again, which would be Preet Liquor. You can check them out at preetliquor.com. They have over 100 barrel picks a year. And if you want to check out some good juice that have panels of people trying them, different people, also 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirits, check them out at 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirits.com. They also have some good products that if people would like to get, you can email them and talk to them. Will Easy for tater stickers and just being a sponsor of the show is fantastic for me. Bourbon Pat SO underscore SOTB. If you need any shirts or etching or any, I believe he's starting to do stickers now too. If you need any of that, reach out to him here on TikTok, also on Etsy. And lastly would be Dubby Energy. So if anybody likes any Dubby Energy drinks or anything like that, reach out to me. And I have a code that you guys could get for Dubby Energy if you liked any of that stuff. And also, Adam the Rye Guy said, when anyone's in Louisville, hit us up.
Yeah, man, we're always open to bottle shares, hosting people. I know Shiloh is going to be in town for his barrel pick next week, and I was lucky enough to win one of the tiers in the Memorial Day raffle for his charity. So I get to meet up with those folks next week, which will be really cool too. But we're always ready to hang out and have some fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So definitely, if I get down that way, I'll definitely get in touch with you guys, and that goes for you guys. If you guys make it up to New York, reach out to me. I'm always available and always down
What part
to
of New
meet up
York?
with
What
people.
part of New York are you in?
I am 20 minutes from New Windsor, so I'm
Okay,
20 minutes from the Johnny store.
gotcha, gotcha.
Johnny, what's up? Al, welcome in. Junkie, I seen you stop in. How you doing?
What's going on, Johnny? How we doing? How we doing? What's up, Zoot? Underrated whiskey? He asked. Man, there's a ton that's underrated, right? A ton that people would say,
Correct. Correct. I mean, I would have to say early times again, Cooper's Craft.
yeah.
Um, let me
Me,
see what else.
some of the old Forester
Yeah,
stuff.
some of the old Forester stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack Daniel's single barrel stuff, the single barrel proof stuff, right?
Hmm.
Old Soul. Adam threw out Old Soul. We love Old Soul. I don't know if you had any Old Soul coming out of Mississippi, out of Cathead Distillery. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, James Pepper.
Yeah,
James E.
James E. Pepper is really good
Some
too.
RD1 stuff that's coming out of Lexington's been really good. I mean, there's so much that people always want to go to the Weller lineup. They always want to go to Four Roses, Heaven Hill, Woodford stuff, Old Fitz, etc. But there's so
Correct.
much that you can get. I love what Frey Ranch is doing out in Nevada. If you've not had some Frey Ranch stuff, those guys are killing it. They grow all their own stuff right there on their farm and then turn it into juice. So I mean, it's all
That's
controlled right there on the farm. So they get into like the mechanics and molecular level of about how do they grow the different strands of wheat and et cetera. It's like mad scientists to grow the wheat and the product to make the juice, which is really really cool.
that's awesome. That's awesome. I have not had any Frey Ranch, but I've heard from different people that it was pretty good.
Yeah,
Hard
it's
Truth
wonderful.
is really good. New Riff single barrels. New Riff 8 year. What Johnny was saying, Zoot was saying, Nelson Brothers. Hard Truth. Johnny
Yeah,
saying with Bear Wallow. So any of that stuff is really good.
it's delicious, absolutely delicious.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna open the boxes up. If anybody
Yeah,
wants to
man.
come in, just request. I mean, we can hang out and talk, or Elijah Toasted.
Yeah, no, let's do it, man. We'd love to have some people jump in with us. Yeah, Elijah
Absolutely.
Craig toasted is 100% delicious juice all the way around.
Let's see here. I know Will was trying to get in before when we were all talking, and Better Bourbon. I don't know if either one of those guys are in here still. Doesn't look like it. I guess Will is live himself. So one
Mm,
up pickups said, "I need
yeah.
that 107, Ruben."
My guy, I thought you were getting some. I thought you were getting some, dude. Yeah, he's in Florida, and he said it's so expensive in Florida. Again, like 200-300 bucks for 107.
Wow.
And so he said he found a delivery service that can send them to him for, I think if he orders three, he can get them for like 120 a piece. I'm like, that's not terrible considering
Right.
what you were paying for them, before in your local place. So let's keep that in mind for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Cat Mom, welcome in.
There we go. Yeah, guys, jump in the boxes. Aaron Lee, jump in the box. Let's have some conversations, man. Let's grow the network. Let's grow the fam. Have some fun with it along the way. Trying to figure out what my next pour is going to be.
Well, if you have Havana and Rio,
You know what? You keep talking about it. So
Roughneck said I picked up two bottles of 107 for 100 each. Actually, before you try that one, you have early times. The
I
blue
do not
label?
have any, I do not have any early times on the bar.
Okay.
I do not. So are we doing 50-50 of this?
Yeah, I just did like a half ounce of each.
Okay. You start with the Rio first, throw the Havana on top. It doesn't matter.
Hmm. It doesn't matter really, but I've done it either way.
All right. Again, I'm not a massive fan of the Rio. Even smelling it, I'm like, doesn't do it for me. Now, I did have the RD1 version of the Honey Amberana finish. I thought that was much better. It was a store pick out of Jono's. And that one to me tasted more Apple Jacks ish. This one just has a funky taste for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Rio either. I do not have the Valencia.
Uh,
I don't have any of the Penelope except for the old fashioned mix right there. That's the only one. The only time I have any of the Penelope, or the only reason why I have any of the other Penelopes is because I've been lucky enough to be sent handshakes of
yeah.
it, and that's the only reason why I have it.
We did a review last night.
Roughneck said I can't find them in store, but I know a guy who has about 5 or 6 more for sale.
And that's the Penelope Cigar Batch 1.
Yes, I saw somebody actually C Money had one last night he picked up. He didn't open it, but he had picked it up.
We opened this last night. Let me see if I get the same. I do chocolate marshmallow toasted campfire. Dude, we had some of this and then we went outside and had a little cigar and it capped the night off really, really well. This is really cool, but it's not a bourbon. So this is going to be a blend of straight bourbon, 100% American single malt, and American light whiskey. So it's a big blend,
Right.
but it
Yeah,
is
it's
phenomenal.
one got that eagle in the glass after a toasted Elijah. Nice.
All right, here we go. Rio and Havana mixed. On the nose,
Welcome in, Johnny.
a little funky on the nose. Again, I'm not a big fan of the Rio, so here we go. Better. I think I just prefer the Havana though.
I do prefer the Havana. I don't mind the both of them together. I think that it cuts it enough with both that it's not bad to drink.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it's
Red,
again.
white, and bourbon, welcome in.
This is tolerable. Where the other, again, when I drink just the regular Rio, I'm like, let's pour that out and drink something else. And
Yeah,
I don't pour much out. Like,
right.
but like, yeah, I would be okay giving away the rest of that Rio and handshakes just because it's just not for me.
Aaron, I noticed if you mix it with the Rio, it's not as sweet as drinking the Havana by itself. The Buffalo family is perfect. The perfect complexity with sweet and subtle. I had the others come across as harsher. Okay, that's understandable. If anybody wants to come in a box, you can request to come up.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Trying to get this fight night started here.
No, you're good. You're good. So, Cat Mom said, "What do y'all think about the Baca
The
1928?"
I've not had I've seen it out there, but I've not personally had it. There's the Bacta, right? The Bacta.
Bacta, yeah.
I've seen it, but like I said, I have not had it by any means.
Now I did try. I just thought about it. I haven't had vodka either. I did try some Hogsworth. I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty decent. I thought that was pretty decent too.
Okay. Have you tried any of the Beyonces or any of the celebrity stuff that's floating around out there?
No.
Why not?
To be honest with you, I have not come across it to taste it or try it at least.
That's fair.
So I haven't really tried it, or I haven't really looked for it, I should say, to
That's
try
fair.
it.
Oh man, the Golden Eagle Rare went in. First pour of the night was 1910. Second was Eagle Rare. Third will be either Eagle Rare or Weller Special Reserve or Blanton's. You can't go wrong by any means with any of
No,
those.
I'm not a big fan of the Blanton single barrel,
The straight from the barrel or the just the straight
just
original,
the single barrel. Yeah,
just
the original.
the
I'm not a
original.
big fan of that. I haven't tried any of the other ones, but I haven't.
I got the whole lineup. You want the green, the black, the red, the straight from the barrel, the Japanese gold.
I'll
The,
have to talk to you because, like I said, I kind of was like, after I tried the single barrel, I was like,
I will tell you this. This is a 2019 straight from the barrel at 134.4 proof. This
Mm,
is this is good juice. This is good juice.
okay.
So but I enjoy the straight from the barrel, higher proof stuff. The gold is a little higher proof as well, so I enjoy
Yeah.
that. The black and the red are Japanese exports, and so they go to Japan, so lower proof, a little sweeter,
Mm,
which is really unique. And then the special reserve is different as well, but they're all decent. I wouldn't say any of them are like, oh my gosh, I have to have a pour of that right now at this very moment. But that straight from the barrel Blanton's is absolutely delicious.
okay.
I picked
I'll
up
have to give that a shot.
I picked up a Blanton's today and a Weller Special Reserve from Costco, and I got both of them for like $92.
That's not bad.
Not
That's
at
not
all.
bad.
Not at all. The guy
No.
in front of me took the last E.H. Taylor small batch, and I think that was at like 45 or something like that as well.
Yeah, I got a small batch for 64.
That's a good price for sure. I've got the small batch, I've got the rye, I've got the single barrel, and I have the barrel proof batch 13. I don't have the barrel proof rye yet.
Okay. So pickups are saying, have y'all had the Elijah Barrel Proof or the private stock C923 or C924? I
Yeah.
have tried the B523. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. The B524, sorry. And I thought it was very good.
I've had the Elijah Craig version, but I've also had the C923 version of the Larceny Barrel Proof, which is also really good. Um, that's actually really good. 126.4 proof.
Yeah, I have a handshake of that,
It's
of
good.
the Larceny. Let me see which one it is. That's new riff.
Yeah, the C920s and the C923s are killing it for sure.
No, I have a Larceny Barrel Proof C924 125 proof.
Yeah.
That's the one I have.
Again, still, that's a good pour. I've got the C923 and I've got the new one that dropped because they changed the labeling this year on these larcenies. So you see the difference in the labeling. This is this year's. This is 23. This is 25. So I've got the A125 as well. 125 proof as well. So I like a little bit more proof. The 923, the C923 killed it.
Okay.
Absolutely killed it.
I'll have to try this 924 and see how it is. I haven't had a chance to open it. Like I said, I've been going through handshakes here and there.
Yeah.
Cat Mom said I got an Elmer T. Lee in Kentucky at Liquor Barn for 67.
In Bowling Green. I did some hunting in Bowling Green, and again, I realize you're going to have to pay higher price for certain things. And I'll walk in any liquor store, I'll talk to the owner, talk to the folks working, And I'm like, well, how much is all your exclusive stuff? And like, oh, it's this price, it's this price. And got down to the Pappy 13 rye, and the guy was like, that's $4.99. And I'm like, huh? I was like, well, what if I give you cash? He said, well, cash I could probably give it to you for 450. I'm like, done. I will take
Right.
that Pappy 13 rye at 450 cash right now and run out of the state with it because it was nuts. And so that's this bottle right here. That's this little baby right here. We opened up last night, which was amazing. So I've got the Pappy 10. I've got the Pappy 12. Haven't opened them yet. They're both signed by Julian Van Winkle III. So I'm like, do I open those? Do I not open those? Like, man, would really. I've had them before. They're nothing crazy, but picked these up in a charity auction actually, which was really really cool. This is a 2016 old Rip 10 signed by
Okay.
Julian Van Winkle, and then I've got I think this is a 21 Lot B, again signed by Julian Van Winkle III. So kind of cool conversation pieces, right?
Yeah, for sure. Welcome in, Mike. And everything and the barrel said the 10 and 12 aren't Pappy with a winky emoji. They're Van Winkles.
They're Van Winkles. They're Van Winkles.
Yeah, for sure.
Pappy 15 is my favorite of the lineup for sure. I've had all of them, even the 25.
But not all Winkles are Pappy, and not all Pappies are Winkles.
It's like not all whiskey is bourbon, but all bourbon is whiskey.
Yeah, for sure.
Always a good time. Yeah, you're not wrong. This is much better than just the Rio by itself, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Pickup is saying, we know, saved me a pour.
Hey, yeah, whenever you come home, man, you know you got to pour. So what one ups is followed us, and we've talked, and he's actually called me on some things. He walked into a store and they had Thomas Handy for I think 325, 340, and they had marked it down from like $700 to like three something. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's a great price. I mean, it's
Yeah,
450 on the secondary market nationally right now, and in some other states it's probably higher than that, right? What's a Handy in New York, right? I guess depending on which Handy you get, it could be very expensive.
correct. I don't know the exact price on it, but I want to say it's somewhere in, 1,000 maybe or less, like 800 maybe.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for sure. That's why I said I can't say for sure, but
Wow.
I'll have to look.
Wow. Yeah, no, I mean we can find them here in Louisville all day long, sub 400, which is nice.
Yes, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and he was like they also got rid of all their George T. Stags for 399. I'm like, I'll buy cases of George T. Stags at 399. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, for sure.
How much the Pappies? I mean, gosh, MSRP on a old Rip 10 is what 129 MSRP
Wow.
in Kentucky. I think the 12 year is I think two, and then I think the 15 years right around 225 ish. But right, yeah, 1400 on the secondary market all day long.
Yeah.
Pappy 2023, you're talking 2000, and then you're talking 30 $3,000 on the secondary market for a Pappy 23.
Hmm.
And of course, Pappy 25, the all elusive 1 year drop of the Pappy 25 is like 7 grand, 8 grand,
Wow.
if not
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, that's
Because
crazy.
they only made so many of them, and they only ever made the Pappy 25 1 year. And so, good luck finding that.
Yeah,
It's good juice, but it's expensive.
for sure.
Yeah, everything in the barrel. You're right, about 1,400 secondary price for that Pappy 15.
Hmm.
Again, we stand in line. We do all the lotteries here for Liquor Barn and everything like that, trying to get some stuff. The last one we did, there were I think 14 or 15 people in our bourbon group that showed up, and we won everything from I think one guy won a King of Kentucky, one guy won a Michter's 20, and then we had some people win some Buff Turkey stuff, all the way down to some Havana. It's been a good time. Is it over 25,000? Jeez Louise.
Wow, 20,000. That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, it's I'm telling you, it's insane.
Anyone had the Star Hill Farms yet?
I've not. I've seen it a lot. I've seen it passed around a lot. I've not had any of it. I can go pick it up down the road here, pretty readily available, but not been on my bucket list immediately.
Yeah, I haven't had any of it either.
I'll get it along with that Old Fitz 7, but I'm not going to pay $175 for a bottle that's $70 that will be on the shelf every day for the foreseeable future here in the near future. So just not going to do that.
So I said I sold my OR VW 25 for 27,000.
Yeah, gum.
Man,
Jeez, I mean, awesome that you had it. I mean, jeez Louise.
yeah, for sure. I just want to take a second and thank everybody who's been tapping the screen because we're up to 24.3K likes,
That's
and
not bad.
that takes a lot. I appreciate everybody
That's
for
not
doing
bad at
that.
all.
What do you think the Orphan Barrel rhetoric for 25?
Orphan Barrel's got some cool stuff going out there, man, for sure. I'm not sure if I had that specific, uh, you know, bottle by Orphan Barrel. We definitely had the Fang Pursuit and a couple other ones, and they've been good for sure. Again, I don't think it's great, um, but it's good stuff.
Same with Old Fit 7. People are freaking out. It's going to be a
Yeah,
shelf product by August.
yeah. I'm not going to pay triple the price for it right now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I understand that completely. So, did you buy a car with the proceeds?
I might buy two cars at that point, man. Jeez
Yeah,
Louise.
for sure.
Yeah. Eagle Rare
Braden,
12.
welcome in.
I'm excited for Eagle Rare 12, but I'm also an Eagle Rare fan. I
I'm an
love
Eagle.
it.
I'm an Eagle Rare fan, and I would like to try the Eagle Rare 12.
So let's talk a little bit, Big Papa. They just announced that E.H. Taylor's joining the BTAC lineup.
Yes, we've been
Yeah.
talking a little bit about that. The bottle and bond is what I've heard
Yeah.
and read
Yep.
is that is going to be the BTAC and they said from what I read the reason why it's going to be the bottle and bond is because it's the oldest of the E.H. Taylor line.
And I'm cool with that. I love paying homage to E.H. Taylor and all the great things that ever happened. But another 100 proof mash bill one coming from Buffalo Trace. Do you know what I mean? That's Eagle Rare. That's George T. Stagg. Those are all mash bill ones, right?
Correct.
I mean, you could have done something really cool with it. I would have loved to have seen a tall Blanton's, like
Hmm.
something unique, or doing like an older Rock Hill Farms, or maybe even a cool Elmer tribute. But to go in to do just a standard bottle and bond 100 proof Nashville 1 EH Taylor, duh, I'm just like,
Okay,
man, so many ways we could have gone, right?
for sure. So Braden is saying that Double B Bourbon said 4 Green Taylor is what it's going to be.
That's not what I've heard. Again, I know there's a lot out there, but I heard it's going to be their standard. It's going to be an older version of the bottle and bond. Yeah, so EH Taylor, Eagle 17 at 101, EH Taylor 100. I don't see the point. That's exactly where I'm at, right? And then George T. Staggs is going to be 125 ish, etc.
Hmm. So Johnny saying Buffalo Trace don't own Blanton's Mash Bill, though, right?
Yeah, they do. They have to. I mean, they're the ones that. I mean, I guess Sazerac technically owns it, but they distill everything for Blanton's at Buffalo Trace. But I like Blanton straight from the barrel.
So Johnny's saying pretty sure they don't.
Yeah, because I think Sazerac owns it, right? Sazerac is going to be the company. Um,
They own the Blantons through Sazerac.
correct. Yeah, they own the mash bill, not the label.
The
Yeah,
TTB released a label with the word bottle and bond that can't be a placeholder.
yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah, Buffalo Trace, I'm pretty sure owns the mash bill. but I think that the brand is owned by Sazerac, which is a Japanese company. But Sazerac again, they own all the Buffalo Trace stuff. They own the Bowman stuff. I mean, they've got a ton of other spirits under that Sazerac label. It's very similar to the folks who own, Bullet and all the other stuff. Diageo.
I wish it would have been a Blanton's in a big bottle, like he said. That would have been sick. Yeah, for sure, Johnny.
Sick for sure. Fireball.
John. So one up saying, so this fall I heard is the BTAC release of it.
It's going to be like an 18-year marriage, E.H. Taylor, but only a one-proof difference.
One-proof difference from the Eagle 17.
That's what I didn't understand. I mean, you're going a one-proof difference, and you're using the same mash bill, right? Like we've got 2 rye mash bills already in there, and now we're going to have 3 of the mash bill ones with just there could have just been a difference in the opportunity to diversify that portfolio for the BTACs. Again, maybe that's the plan later. If they're adding E.H. Taylor now, who's to say they're not going to add something else unique later, right? We've heard about this bourbon boom dropping, right? And bourbon's going to be more readily available, which is why we're seeing Eagle 12 and a couple other things that they just have barrels they're sitting on that are going to age, and then bam, they're going to see a new BTAC bottle pop up, which could be really cool. I would have loved to have seen a tall Pappy, or excuse me, a tall Plantons, or a tall Rockville Farm, something really cool with mash bill too. Unfortunately, just didn't get it. So
Double B Bourbon said, why not a 4-grain Taylor?
I mean, it could be. What I'm reading is it's going to be just an older version of their bottle and bond.
Yeah, that's what I read too on Whiskey News.
Yeah, imagine a barrel-proof Rock Hill Farms in a tall bottle.
Tall bottle, yeah.
Has again, just
Sazerac oversees Blanton's production and distribution.
Yeah, at Buffalo Trace, yeah.
We're doing fantastic.
What's going on, Bourbon Jesus? How we doing, man? All right, what's the next pour going to be, Big Papa? What are we going to do next?
I don't know. I haven't even thought that far yet.
You guys in the live, what should we pour next? What's the options? What we got?
How about the so one up said Weller Orange, Pumpkin Spice Weller.
The Blantons you showed us. So we can do this straight from the barrel for sure. Bottle count, that's a great question. No clue. I literally came home with 7 bottles today, 6 Glencairns. It's couldn't even tell you.
Taylor 4-grain is aged 12 years at 100 proof bottle and bond.
Yeah, but again, I'm hoping this is going to be something older than 12 years. I'm hoping they're going to put something out in a BTAC. I mean, come on, I'm hoping. Just that's me personally.
Correct.
All right.
So Connor said the new blueberry stuff.
Oh, the E.H. Taylor blueberry? Connor's what you're talking about?
Yeah, I was actually going to say the same thing.
All right, let's go ahead and get that into that.
Nothing in the label TTB would point to a 4-grain, not impossible, but nothing points to it.
Yeah, Maximiliano, I agree with you. Yeah, nothing doing that. Again, that's that E.H. Taylor small batch, Oops All Berries blueberry. Little nip.
Golden Eagle Rare, thank you very much. I'm glad you're here and everybody's here chatting it up and enjoying the live.
So we've been talking about what's in our glass. What's in your all's glasses? What do you guys got poured tonight for sure?
For sure. I think I'm just going to pour a little Eagle Rare tonight. Well, this time.
Yeah, so that blueberry, that E.H. Taylor blueberry came from a bunch of buddies of ours in our bourbon group here locally that they do some finishing projects. So I got the E.H. Taylor blueberry. We've got the E.H. Taylor maple finish as well, which is really cool. Well, Eagle Rare blueberry, Eagle Rare honey, Buffalo Trace Vanilla Blueberry, all kinds of random stuff and finishing projects.
So Johnny's saying Booker's Reserve.
That's a good pour.
And Adam the Rye Guy said, what do you think of cold storage aging that Buffalo Trace is doing? Weller's Foolproof by Grumpy.
Weller Foolproof, I enjoy.
Everything in the barrel. Andrew is saying a little Parker's Heritage 10-year heavy char.
Good pour.
Connor's saying sipping on Tears of Lorona tequila.
Oh, the tears of Lorona. Yeah, tears of Lorona.
Yeah. And One Up said Eagle Rare second glass.
There we go. Grumpy Vet. What's going on, Grumpy Vet? Appreciate you, man. That's totally. I found myself the very first speakeasy I was ever in. Yeah, it's a good time for sure.
It was good seeing you too, Adam. Thank you for coming in.
Peace out, bro. I'll see you tomorrow, man. I think
Golden Eagle Rare said, any of you guys ever use unicorn auctions in the thoughts?
No, I haven't really used unicorn auctions for anything.
I haven't either. Johnny said never used unicorn. I know you're watching UFC. How's it going over there?
Yeah, it looks like my guy's winning right now, so that's always good. Just stunned him quite a bit, and so I'm not a big UFC guy, but when folks come to our organization and support our kids and talk to our kids and mentor our kids, talk about being hard work and dedication, et cetera, like I'm all in on those people. Yep, he just knocked the guy out. He just knocked the guy out in the first round. Well done, Dustin.
Awesome.
And dude was so cool. We met him at the like I said, the Kentucky Derby. We'd had some pours, and I look over. I'm like, is that Travis Kelce? Looks similar build, bigger guy, And someone's like, that's not Travis Kelce. I was like, no, that's not Travis Kelce, but he's got to play football or something. Let's go talk to that guy, because that's what I do. I talk to everybody. And
Correct.
He's like, oh, yeah, I fight in UFC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, he's like, I'll be back in town. And of course, I'm just like, well, if you've been back in town for a couple of days, like, why don't you come talk to our kids the week of your fight? And he's like, I can do that. And so he did. And I mean, I thought that was really cool for our kids to actually see and be with someone, who's competing at a high level like that, who's putting their body on the line, working out, their craft. You got to be fit. You got to have dedication to your, your diet and your training regimen, et cetera. So.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Alrighty, so I'm going to go back to the comments for a second here. Max said, unicorn is good for sellers and buyers who intend to pick up in Chicago. One Up said, we watch the local fight in Bowling Green fights.
Mm-hmm.
Unicorn shipping is crazy. Down here in Florida from Kentucky. One Up said, people from our old gym back in Kentucky. And Eagle Rare said, Max, yes, 25 plus taxes. And One Up said, our old gym won tonight, which is sweet.
Yeah, no, it's always cool when you can find your local guys, winning fights and representing your community. It's always a good time. You can't go wrong there by any means.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a big UFC guy, but you come support us, I'm going to support you. And so I'll shoot him a text here later tonight, because he's also a bourbon guy. So he was in town. He's like, man, we can't find anything except what did he tell me? Basil Hayden. We find Basil Hayden in Colorado and a couple other things. And so I dropped off at his hotel, Weller 107.
Nice.
Weller Foolproof. And his trainer came out and he was like, what? You're going to give us these bottles? And I'm like, dude, you're going to come talk to our kids. I'm going to hook you up on the side with some good juice, man.
Right.
And then they were stoked. And so he went on. He lost that fight here in Louisville, but has since went on to win his next 3 fights. And so he's doing really, really well.
That's awesome. Bourbon Jeepers, welcome in. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
crazy.
blueberry Taylor's nuts on the nose, man.
So it smells like a lot of like blueberry. Then I take it.
Like like a blueberry muffin.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Like, and it's funny because I said the same thing with the Eagle blueberry. Like,
Mhm.
again, I don't know how old you are, Big Papa, but when I was in like middle school, you'd go to breakfast and you get those Otis Spunkmeyer muffins that were in the plastic wrappers in your middle school, high school. You'd open
Yes,
it up and you just like, oh, what I get when I sniff these right here for sure.
that's awesome. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Like
I'll
everyone
be
remembers those
46
muffins.
in August. So
Yeah, I'm 40, be 41, and man,
Mhm.
everyone I know, I mean, they would trade away what they could to get one of those Otis Spunkmeyer blueberry muffins or the
for
banana nut
sure.
muffins, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
They just showed a graphic. This guy's tied for the fourth most knockouts in UFC modern history. Who knew?
Wow.
Who knew?
Yeah, the little bit of information you find out when we actually watch
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Who
I
knew?
used to watch UFC a lot too. Alrighty, Aaron. I used to watch UFC back when Matt Hamill was fighting,
Okay.
and I haven't watched it really since then. But
So what's on your agenda for next week, man? Do you already have your guests for next week lined up?
not yet. I'm actually going to shoot out a couple messages, and I have a couple interviews that are going to be done at my house here at the bar,
Oh,
and I got to line those two up. So welcome in, Joe. So I got to
yeah,
line those up and see when I can get those going.
yeah. That'd be awesome.
C. Evans, welcome in. Yeah, I want to get those lined up. And during the show, you were asking me about the sponsors and stuff, and the reason why. I mean, I started talking about it, then we got sidetracked, started talking about something else. What I did was is I just I typed up a formal email with the information that I was looking or the sponsorship that I was looking for, and just started sending them out.
Just
And
send them out to whoever.
yeah. And I'd already been advertising for Johnny for a while. So I had said to Johnny, I was like, hey, listen, I'm starting up a talk show. Would you be interested in sponsoring? And Johnny said, yeah, no problem.
That's
So
awesome. Connections,
yeah,
right? I mean, when you start making relationships and connections, those matter.
yeah, absolutely. Bourbon Patriarch, welcome in.
What's up, Patriarch, man? What's going on? Krista Jones joined too. What's up, Krista?
Welcome in, Krista.
Yeah, Patriarch had jumped on one of our lives as well. Again, another great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He comes in pretty often with me and we talk, and yeah, I know it's nice to see. He was in the live with you and I before too.
Yep.
I think it was
Yeah,
last week.
yeah, because we talked. He had a hat that looked like Washington, but he was like it's the high school logo and everything
Yes.
down there in Tennessee. But yeah, no, he was awesome. Great guy for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if anybody wants to jump in the boxes with us, you're more than
Patriarch, jump
welcome
in,
to.
man.
We're
Let's go,
just
Patriarch. Jump in here, man.
we're
Tell
just
us what you
shooting the
got going
breeze
on.
right now.
Can't go wrong with that blueberry E.H. Taylor.
I
It's
have a bottle of EH Taylor and I've never opened it or tried it yet. I have probably close to 40 bottles right now. And
unopened
no, 40 bottles total.
total.
And I have majority of them open except for maybe 10.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoy the Taylor lineup. I really enjoy. I've got a single barrel store pick back there that's delicious. The barrel proof stuff at 120 something is going to be. Do I got an extra blueberry? I don't. I don't have an extra blueberry. When they do these projects, they are. I mean, they're doing maybe 5, 6 bottles, 7 bottles, 8 bottles at a time, and they go
Mhm.
in our groups super fast.
Yeah, for sure. No problem, Patriarch. It's understandable.
And so I think I've
What's
got.
up, 50?
You, you know, John. I may have. Let me check my phone's not dead. Let me check and see. I think I might have. one coming. Let me see what we got here. Because someone messaged me wanting one here locally in Louisville, and I'm like, nope, it was the Weller Antique Honey. So I've got an extra one of these coming. The Weller Antique 107 Honey finished. That's really good too.
I have a no problem, Patriarch. Anytime, bro. I like having good people around, and a lot of people in this bourbon talk are fantastic
For
people to be
sure.
around and talk to.
Yeah, when we started our stuff, man, we were just doing stuff locally, right? Like we were just hanging out
Mhm.
and drinking and figured like we'll just jump on and see if we can do something. My
Absolutely.
brother-in-law, it started because my brother Adam, the rye guy,
Hmm.
uh, we're known in our local bourbon group for sure.
Hmm.
We'll do chugs, we'll do videos, and we'll hang out. We're in all the raffles, randos, all the things, and we started a TikTok, and it was good. It didn't go anywhere. We just started it to start it for like's sake, and for Mother's Day, he was in our local grocery store and ended up on the news. And our bourbon group went crazy. Like, there's Adam on the news. He's like, I'm famous. Like, we need to capitalize right now on TikTok. We're gonna make so much money and do all this stuff. I'm like, no, we're not. I just want to have fun with it. No one cares about making money. If you're in it to make money, we're doing it the wrong way. Let's just have fun. He's like, but
Hmm.
people know me. People are seeing. I'm like, Adam, I'm on the news all the time, dude. Like, people see me all the time. Once they see you, they see you, and it's game over. So little bit of Pursuit tonight. Yeah, no, I do enjoy Pursuit stuff. I've got the Pursuit Double Oaked and I've got the Double Oaked Rye from Pursuit. Um, and I'm excited for their new room to open up on Whiskey Row here in Louisville. And they're going to have a full on experience opportunity versus just what they have now over on Millwood.
Yeah, for sure. If it happens, it happens. Absolutely, one up. Now, just so you know, Ruben, you were saying that you've been on the news before and stuff like that.
All the time.
If you can provide clips of it, you can get verified on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who knew? Who knew? Yeah, no, we were on the news. I mean, of course, because of the work that I do with our nonprofit, we're always in the news, always on stage, always somewhere in the community talking to some political figure, et cetera, et cetera. Nature of the beast.
Aaron Aaron is saying she'll be in Louisville the first week of Louisville the first week of August.
Well, Aaron, hit us up. Hit us up. Let us know when you're in town, man. We first week of August is not my golf outing. We're the third week of August. So yeah, anything you should do. Yeah, there's so much in Louisville. If you're talking bourbon specific, there's just so much in Louisville to do. I mean, you've got Old Forester, you've got Peerless. Old Forester might have some like birthday bourbon tour stuff where you can purchase birthday bourbon out. So definitely try to book something like that. Get something at a good cost. Peerless is cool. I mean, Bardstown Bourbon's here in Louisville. You can literally stay downtown in Louisville and hit quite a few things. And then again, the food scene is great also in downtown Louisville. I mean, there's a ton. You want to go outside of Louisville, of course, Bardstown, Lexington, Frankfurt, etc. There's just a ton. Yeah, New Lou's a good time. Rabbit Hole, I heard, is great. What's going on, Natasha?
Welcome in, Jerry. What's going on, Natasha? Whiskey and wine. I seen you come in before. I didn't mean to ignore you. Welcome in.
Yeah, there's just a ton of stuff to do. A ton of stuff. You can bottle your own at Michter's. You can thieve whiskey straight from the barrel at a bunch of different places.
C. Evans, welcome in. So you were talking about no worries. You popped in once or twice. Okay, I got you. You were talking about the beard before, and you were talking about how it itches and stuff like that. Now, with me, when I first started growing my beard, and it would start itching. What I did was is I put beard oil on. I would rub beard oil on
Yeah.
and beard butter, and I still use the beard butter because naturally your beard dries out or whatever, and so I use beard butter in it, and I use beard wash, and it grew like crazy.
Dude, I'm saying I can trim this down to like a 16th of an inch, an eighth of an inch, and in 2 weeks it's just back. I mean,
Yeah,
so I'm sure that if I could get past the itchiness, it would be amazing. Coconut oil, argan oil, all that together. Yeah,
jojoba oil, avocado oil together and put it
you
on
know,
there.
and
Yeah,
you can see I'm thinning for sure. So at some point, I'm gonna have to let it go,
yeah,
and
me
then
too.
maybe I'll just grow the full beard out just so that way, it's called balance, right?
Right. I mean, that's I have. I don't know. I have some crazy hair growth that between my beard and my hair. I could shave my head bald and be like skin bald, and within a day, you could feel the stubble already, and it's crazy. I don't know why, but and it's the same thing with the beard. Like I said, I haven't shaved since December 18th, and this is the length that I got already. And I just use Walmart beard oil, not beard oil. I use Walmart beard wash
Got
and some Walmart beard butter. And when it itched like that, I would just rub the beard butter in it, and it took the itch away. And a lot
it.
of it is because the skin gets dry underneath.
Right.
So when you
Exactly.
put all that stuff on it, it keeps it from drying out, and the growth comes in.
I've seen Duke Cannon stuff. I've seen a ton of products. Like I said, I just have not pulled the
You know,
trigger on
you know
it.
who else makes some decent beard is good beard oil, and it's all natural. Is oh, what the heck is his name? He's on here. Bad Juju Beard Company on
Bad
TikTok.
juju.
Bad
Okay.
Juju Beard Company. I bought a sampler of oils from him, and they were little bottles, like quarter ounce or whatever. But the beard oils were fantastic, and they smelt good too, and they were all
Yes.
natural.
I got to have something that smells good. That's for sure got to happen. Move you a little bit. I'm gonna grab a chair. We're gonna sit down, have some conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to figure out
You know,
what the next pour is gonna be.
one up. I agree. I agree. Make your own. No, using all the oils. Yeah. You know what? You just gave me an idea. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I think I'm going to proceed with it. I think I'm going to come up with a Bar Talks with Big beard oil or
Ooh,
beard a beard butter.
yeah,
And
a bourbon beer butter,
yeah,
bourbon beard butter.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I dig it. I dig it. I'd subscribe. I'd pick up some. I don't have any beard oil, so
Right. That was a good pop.
do the 1792 foolproof Charlie Brown. Not today, Brown water.
I have a 1792 foolproof Sazerac Longhorn Liquor Barrel Select.
Yep.
I
There we
haven't
go.
I haven't opened it yet because, like I said, I'm trying to get through the other bottles that I have and the handshakes and stuff like that. So I haven't really opened it yet. But here's another sub $30 bottle.
The hard truth. What do you got? Redemption. Yeah.
Redemption.
Yeah.
This
Whiskey
was
and wine. We're in Louisville. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that redemption's good stuff.
it is. My cousin actually was the one that told me about it. He's a big bourbon guy too, and he was like, "Hey, you should try this."
Yeah, dude. Whenever you're in town, man, let's link up for sure. When are you coming into town?
What about Red Empire? I haven't had any Red Empire.
Oh, are you talking about Redwood Empire?
Yeah, I believe that's what he's talking about. Actually, I have a handshake of Redwood Empire, um, Screaming Titan, batch one.
Yeah, Redwood's putting out some good stuff.
I haven't tried it yet either. But what about Rebel?
Do I did?
Ruben,
I had some
Ruben,
Rebel foolproof
do
stuff.
yourself a favor, slide that bottle out of the screen because they've been coming down hard on bottles being in the screen.
Here we go. Um, Rebel is good. I had some Rebel like 100, some Rebel store pick stuff. Rebel is also the official bourbon and spirits of the Premier Lacrosse League, the professional lacrosse league in our country, and they hosted their um, lacrosse all-star game here in Louisville, and Rebel sponsored that. So we went to a couple of their events, and we had some barrel pick select stuff, some barrel foolproof. It's really good.
Russell's Reserve single barrel.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to, we were talking about sponsors and stuff. I got a couple sponsorship emails into a couple distilleries that I'm looking to try to get on board and have them do an episode of the show with me also. So
That would be neat. That would be really neat for sure.
yeah, I mean I'm invested now, so I'm trying everything I can.
So whiskey and wine just asked a really good question. Is that just in the lives, or are they coming after bottles and being in the screen in general?
Okay, so I got a warning already for saying, hey, go to preetliquor.com, as my opening statement. I got a warning. My video got taken down. It wasn't even published. It wouldn't let it go live at all. I had to appeal it and all that nonsense. And then I finally got the video up, but I have the warning still stuck on my page.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a few people have gotten nannered for having a bottle in the screen. So that's why you see me a lot of times. I'll, constantly move the camera. So this way, it's not just being stationary in the screen. I might move it just a hair here and there.
Yeah, I've seen you do that for sure.
So it won't be in the constant staring at the screen.
Yeah.
And when I show bottles, I bring it up close to the screen, pull it away, and then I set it off to the side. Just because I know there's a few guys that have gotten nannered for having bottles on the screen.
Good to know. Bourbon Patriarch, what are you talking about with Pursuit? I know they've been doing some really cool stuff over there. I enjoy going over there and talking to those guys. And that's the folks who do the Bourbon Pursuit podcast. They're killing it.
Who was that?
The Pursuit Spirits.
Okay.
They do a lot of blending and different projects here in Louisville. Like I said, they've had just a little the new bottle design. Maybe I've not seen a new bottle design.
Yeah, I haven't seen any either. Bourbon Nate, welcome in. Bourbon Nate.
I have Pursuit. So this is what I have. This is their typical bottle design. So I'd be intrigued to see what they've changed up.
I see you have a large selection, and eventually I want to get there. But so you talk about certain ones, and people bring up certain ones, and I'm like, man, I've never had that one. I've never had that one. I've never had that one. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have been at it longer than I have. And like I said, I'm only 5 months into it, so.
Yeah, we went in hard, 2 feet into the pool at the deep end without any floaties, and we've acquired, between the 4 of us, it's insane.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, I've seen Adam on live and your brother-in-law on live talking back and forth, and just to see the selection that they have up on the wall behind them, on some of the lives that I've seen, and I was like, man, eventually I want to get there, but I'm the type of person, we've talked about this before, but I'm gonna say it again, is that I'm the type of person that I'm not looking to spend over $150 for a bottle, because if I'm the only one sitting here talking to the camera, just sipping on something, I'm not looking to spend $200-300 on a bottle. Maybe for the right bottle I would, but not for just an everyday sipper or something that I'm going to use for a conversation piece. if I had where I was meeting up with people constantly and, where I could enjoy that bottle with other people, then it would be a different story where I would be like, all right, I'm willing to spend $300 on a bottle.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, most of our bottles we're getting at cost or under cost or in a trade of some sort. Um, Very few bottles have we purged and bought. We spent a little bit more on the Jack 14 that I'd like to spend when it first came out, but we thought it would make a good video per se.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that when it first dropped. Paid a little bit more than what I'd like to for that. But most all the other stuff has been at cost or just a little under cost, which has been
Right.
really
And I've done a lot of exchanges so far,
so much.
and that's, it's stuff that I picked up and I was like, oh, I'll try this eventually. Didn't
Yep.
open it, and somebody says, hey, I'd be willing to exchange this for that. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that's fine,
Yep.
send it on its way.
Yep. I mean
So,
that's exactly right. I'll trade three bottles to get a better bottle, right? If I
yeah,
know I can get those three bottles again, it's not going to hurt me.
right. And I just did, I picked up a E.H. Taylor single barrel, like I said, and I didn't realize I had a shake of it. So I tried the shake, and I was like, I'm not big of a fan of the regular single barrel. So I was like, hey, I'm looking for a King Ranch. So, would you be interested? Oh, yeah, yeah, no problem. So I sent it on its way, and I'm waiting for the King Ranch to show up. But, you know, and, like I said, I just sent it out a couple days ago. So I'm waiting for it to get there and make its way back. But,
Yeah, like I said,
stuff like that.
we play in a lot of games and chance opportunities too. So,
Hmm.
like I said, and I've hit a streak here recently. Weller 12. I ended up with a Weller 12. I think I was in for $40 on a Weller 12.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice.
that Michter's 10 was, I think I was $90 in for a Michter's 10. Got that coming. That Russell's 15, I was in at 140. That was probably the bigger. I was in pretty hard on that one, but I wanted that bottle in for
Right.
sure. And so, yeah, and then like I said, all the other stuff at cost of what people are paying for it. So nothing too crazy, um, which is
Right.
nice. It's nice to be in that realm where you're not paying secondary prices for everything.
Right. Right. And, one of the things that I've talked, or people have talked about, there's a guy, actually, my first episode was a retired firefighter of
Okay.
27 years. His name is Hunting Paul on here. Him and I had a great conversation, and he's constantly drinking the Michter's American,
Yep.
and he says it's great. I have not had any of the Michters, so I was like, all right, that's one of the ones that I want to give a shot to. So,
Yeah, I've got some Michter's rye, regular Michter stuff. I've had the barrel strength. I've had the barrel strength rye. Of course, again, you could go right downtown to Fort Nelson and do their flights and bottle your own and all the things.
mhm.
Michter's 10, phenomenal. Um, Michter's 20, even better, right?
Mhm.
Those are phenomenal. Um, but they're just hard to find and they're not cheap. I mean, like I said, that Michter's 10, I think I got it for, like I said, $90. I think those are going on the secondary market right now for 350.
Wow, yeah,
Right. So I'm gonna open it up and enjoy it and share it with friends and send handshakes out because
correct.
that's what I should do with it. When you get a bottle that again at cost, I think from the distillery it's still $100 and some bottle from the distillery. So I've got it cheaper than what the distillery is selling it for, which is really
Well, you
neat.
know what it is, and I'm glad you brought that up. That's another thing too that I've had a conversation with people about in lives, is that you know the distillery has to send it out to somebody else, buy it back, and then they could sell it themselves.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's why sometimes you could pick it up cheaper elsewhere than at the distillery.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got Blanton's today at Costco for, I want to say it was like $67
Hmm.
for the standard Blantons, and it's 75, 76 from Buffalo Trace itself.
Right.
So, and not a major difference by any means, but big enough difference.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You know, again, Weller Special Reserve I got for 23.99 at Costco, the Weller Green
Nice.
Label. I think
Yeah.
it's
Now you talk about the Weller Special Reserve. I got ended up with a Weller Special Reserve Finish in Honey as a
yeah.
handshake from Fat Man, and this was phenomenal.
I mean, people are fit. I mean, again, if you can find special reserve readily available, it's not terrible by any means. You know,
Hmm.
it's a good daily pour. A lot of people will drink that as their daily pour. I'm staring over there because I just picked up one there, and I've got a couple back here as well with the vertical that's finished.
Hmm.
Uh, but hey, later, Johnny,
Later
maybe
went up. Yeah.
uh, for sure. But yeah, it's again, it's good for the price point, right? It's not going to knock your socks off. I'm not waiting in line for Weller Special Reserve by any means, but if
Correct.
someone pours in my glass, I'm not gonna be mad at it.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. I agree 100%.
There's very little I'm gonna again pour out or not be happy with. Sadly, the Penelope Rio and the rosé finish is one of those. I do not like the rosé finish either.
No, I agree. Corey, welcome in. Floppy, welcome in.
What's going on, Corey, man? What's going on?
Thank you, everyone, for all the taps. I mean, we're up to 31.4K. Like, you guys can slow down a little bit. You don't have to get all crazy, but I appreciate all the taps and,
Let's keep it
people
going.
being here, chatting it up, and having a good time with everybody.
For sure. So now, are you originally from New York, born and raised in New York?
Yeah, I was born and raised in New York. Yeah. I mean, I've traveled the whole East Coast,
Yeah.
but, from New York all the way down to Florida and back up. But I've always said that I want to be in a warmer climate, but where you can't find that anymore. Everywhere it's getting to be cold all the time. So,
Yeah, snowing on the beach in Florida, right? So,
right, right, for sure. You know,
but I would say that snow there is way different than the 20 inches of snow you'll get at home.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I laugh. I have a friend who moved to Alabama, and he calls me up every time they get a little bit of precipitation out there, and he's like, "Hey, everything's shut down here." And I
Yep.
was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, there's like a half inch of snow on the ground. Everything's shut down." And I was like, "Really? They shut down
Dude,
for a half an inch of snow?"
dude, we
I
ended
mean,
up
we're
with
still we're
probably,
still running. They're still sending our kids to school with a half inch of snow and a coating of ice over top. Our kids are still going to school.
dude, we ended up with maybe 2 to 3 inches at one point here. It dropped, and then the next day came down for more, another inch or so. So it's probably like maybe 4 inches cumulatively over a few days.
Hmm.
We're shut down for a week.
Really?
We're shut down for a week. Again, I grew up just outside Chicago, so for me, this is normal. And when I moved here, I brought my snowblower with me. Had never used it, and so I gassed it up. Started. I was like the neighborhood hero here in Louisville. I did everyone's driveway. I did our sidewalks. I mean, the pride I had pushing that Craftsman snow. Like, yeah,
Smile and
here,
wave.
as
Smile
people
and
got
wave.
their shovels and they're like snarking at me. I'm like,
Yeah,
don't hate the player, hate the game. Is what But man, I felt like a hero with that snowblower. It was awesome.
that's
Uh,
awesome.
Hopefully, I don't have to use it again, but you never know.
Right, right. I agree. I agree. I mean, I can't stand the cold here, but I'm still here. So, you know. And again, like I
Move
said, it's
home.
getting to be cold everywhere now. I mean, look, Alabama got snow last winter, I should say. They got, 3, 4 inches of snow. Yeah, it melted in a couple of days, but, still, they were getting 3, 4 inches of snow, and that's unheard of in some areas. And like you
Super.
said, you got snow down by you, and you're using the snowblower.
Dude,
I mean, how often?
we got hammered with snow. I'm like, I didn't think of like, and my boss when I moved in, he was like, yeah, dude, you go ahead and sell your snowblower. You're not going to need it. And I was like, I didn't even mess with it. He had a snowblower he listed on Facebook Marketplace, didn't get anywhere. And as soon as the snow came down, he had like 70 offers to buy a snowblower. And here I am on Facebook, like, da, 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 da. And I'm getting comments like, yeah, it must be nice, jerk. You can't even
Yeah.
get out of a driveway. And, because we ended up with snow and then we ended up with a layer of ice on top of it. And I'll tell you, I grew up just outside Chicago. I'll drive in snow all day long. I don't mess with ice. I don't mess
Uh,
with ice.
I drive a commercial vehicle, so for a living. And, I was out there all winter long driving, and it was icy and snow and everything else.
Ice road
Yeah.
truckers, man. Like that's no
I mean,
thank you.
it's not, ice road truckers is a far fetch from what I was doing, but yeah, I get it, and it's just anymore here. I mean, we shut down a couple times for the ice, but for the most part, we're always out there driving around, and it doesn't matter. I mean, it has to be like a state of emergency for us to shut down for driving and stuff. So,
Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. What's
yeah,
going
so
on? Ron joined the live. What's up, man?
Ron, welcome in. Jaime, welcome in. I saw Big Mike's Bourbon come in. JD.
JD,
Oh,
what
no.
up?
KS Bourbon. Jesse Cigar, I think it is.
Jesse, yeah.
Welcome in, everybody. Well, I think I'm gonna jump off of here. I've been up since early this morning, and I want to get some sleep here.
You got
But
it,
I
brother.
will I will definitely reach out to you, Ruben, because I got something I wanna shoot by you and see what you think, and then we'll talk. I'll shoot you my cell phone number on here so we could just text. It'll be easier.
Yeah, man. Sounds great to me, brother.
All righty, man. We'll talk soon.
Be safe,
Thank you
man.
again. I appreciate it. You have a great night.
You too, man. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone, for being here and having a good time chatting with everybody, tapping the screen, sharing the live, being here. I appreciate you all. I hope you all having a great day tomorrow and a great rest of your evening. And we'll see you all soon.